everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast live stream. We haven't started, obviously, just yet, as I need to readjust little Brad's face. But it's me and Brad, no Jason today. He's
I missed Jason already.
Yeah, same. He's away from surgery. There's also a sussy little dog in the background too, I've just noticed.
Oh, have you noticed Charlie?
Yeah.
That's my. He's a whippet, so he's mainly made up of elbows.
Oh God, what's that mean?
Yeah.
Why is he mainly made up of elbows?
He's just very. All of his joints are very sharp.
Okay.
So it's like if you walk into him, it's like walking into. It's like being elbowed in the side, possibly.
Oh man.
Everything on him is sharp. He's built only for running.
Yeah.
So if he's not running, he generally just looks uncomfortable.
Oh
which
no.
is hilarious. So most of the time, I just spent laughing at him.
That's when you know you're owned by a lad, right? When you're in pain and your boss is just laughing at you. Oh, what a lad! Oh. Does he do the zoomies? Because I've seen loads of videos on on the internet of dogs, mainly huskies, who get up in the morning and they freak out and they're just going left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right around the house because they've just got so much energy in the morning.
So he's more like a cat, to be honest.
Oh wow! Okay.
People look at him and think bloody hell, he must be really, really energetic. I'm like, nice. He does this all day. But if you pick up his ball, then you get something similar to the zoomies. He's all he's 9 now, so he's quite old, and he struggles to get up on the bed and stuff like that. He's happy, but if you throw his ball down the stairs, and even if he's having a bad day joint wise, he goes so fast, I swear he nearly time travels down the stairs. I've never seen anything run down the stairs as fast as him, even now. He is ridiculous. He knows I'm talking about him. He's
88 miles per hour kind of speed.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's
nice.
Ridiculous. How he hasn't smashed the front door, I don't know.
Is he your first dog? Because I remember you, for the longest time, you had your cat, who I assume isn't with us anymore. But is this your first dog?
So, Sooty is actually at my parents' house. He's alive and well. He's actually my parents' cat.
Didn't you call him Chief Wiggum?
Chief Wiggum is my brother's cat.
See, that's the one I know about. I know Chief Wiggum, but I don't know the other one.
I do post a lot about Chief Wiggum. So Chief Wiggum's alive and well.
That's good.
He's moved over to a bigger house and with a garden, and now.
That's what happens when you retire from the police, man. You've got a retirement plan and you can do that kind of thing.
Chief Wiggum is loving life, but he's actually Katie's dog. But basically, he's my dog as well.
Yeah.
If and when we move out, obviously he goes with Katie, which is going to be tricky. But he's a good egg. Yeah, he's good company.
Will you get another dog then?
I would consider it.
Wow.
Yeah, depends on how much I actually go away. I probably might. I probably would get a whippet.
Whippet too.
Easy to look after. Yeah, they're easy to look after. I've been converted to whippets because they just sleep all day.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I wouldn't have a Labrador though. We looked after Katie's sister's Labrador at Christmas time, and he woke me up with his face in my face at 5:30 in the morning because he wanted food, and he wouldn't go away. If Charlie walks in at 6 in the morning, he'd just go to bed, and he'll just kind of walk out again. But no, Hector was like, I want food, and I want food now because it's feeding time. Baby.
Jesus. I mean, I've heard that Labradors this is the thing with dogs. It seems like they can go 2 different directions. They can be super easy, really good, and there's no issues with them, or they can be kind of a nightmare dog, and you're just oh my God, why is this dog so crazy?
It's like hard work, just like another child. Whereas he's basically furniture. But he'll get up and have fun when you want him to, or when he wants to sometimes. Most of the time, if you say, I'll just have a sit down, he'll just have a sit down. He'll kind of run with your mood. If I want to sit down and watch some Gundam or something like that, he'll be like, I'm up for this, yeah, this is fine.
I'm just zoomed in so you can see his little face. Hey. Nah, he doesn't want to move.
What I'm talking about.
You saying shit about me, mate?
There he is.
There he is, hey!
He's such a nice dog. He's lovely. He's absolutely lovely.
That's what you want. You want a nice dog.
He's just a big gentle.
Ah, that's great. That's nice. I like that, man. Do we want to start pooping, getting some podcasting away and started? We could do that right now, I suppose, couldn't we?
Let's chuck it on.
Okay, I will play the music. We will be quiet, and then we'll rock and roll. Because we are both recording, as far as I'm aware. Okay.
Yes.
Let's play the music.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decade Andy, and I'm not joined here by Jason this week. We've got Brad.
Hello, Brad. I'm back for a second week.
You are.
I do miss Jason, though, because it was lovely to meet Jason.
Yeah.
I wish you well, Jason.
He's a good boy, that Jason. He's not here this week. He's not feeling well from his surgery. He did tell me, however, he wasn't actually going in for gallbladder surgery. It was anal reconstructive surgery, believe it or not. Yes, he's had too many gangbangs. I kept telling him he needed to calm down and let his whole rest, but the boy was too eager. What can you expect?
We've all been there.
You work a hole too hard and it's gonna warp. What can I tell you, man?
Castrol GTX.
I'm
sure I brought that up last week as well.
What, anal reconstructive surgery?
Castrol GTX. For something.
Oh, no, I don't. Maybe. It's a thing that happens. We're here to talk about Transformers again, because that's what we do. But I'll ask you first, Brad, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, it's been a week of ups and downs, but not too many ups and not too many downs, and they weren't too up and they weren't too down. So it's leveled off at a nice, it's okay. Got some bad news on Friday though.
Oh no!
It's school inspection time in 2 weeks, and I feel like I'm due it because I've been teaching for 9 years now. And I've never had an inspection.
You said school. So I thought you said stool, as in like they needed to check your poo.
That would be amazing. I'm sure they could give me all sorts of news about the stool.
Yeah.
I'd love for someone to analyze my stool because I have no idea what's going on there.
I hear it can be quite informative about what's going on inside of you for someone to look at your poo. But I would not want, personally, fair play to them. I don't want that job. I don't want to look at somebody's poo all day.
Oh no, I can't deal. Sick I can deal with all day, but poo is a different league for me.
Yeah.
Not even my own, but I would want to know what someone thought of mine.
Would you want them to send you letters oh mate, 10 out of 10 poo, good poo here, man?
Yeah, be intrigued. But I would have to send them samples throughout the day because they're all different.
I think
the first one in the morning differs from the last one at night.
That's true. I'm trying to remember how it usually goes when doctors ask for stool samples. I think it's just you. I think the idea is depending on what they're looking for. You don't eat anything, and then your next poo is the one that they go for. But I could be wrong. Like I say, it's been a while since I've had to do, or at least understand the technicalities of examining poo. Yeah. I'm more of a cleaner of cat poo in my. I've picked up so much cat shit from my garden. It's the one thing I hate about the neighbors' cats. I hate them. Every time I see them in my garden, I get really angry because I'm like, you're gonna. Oh, mate.
We've got a planter out front that the neighborhood cats just love, but the cats all dance on it in the window as well because they know he hates cats.
Oh
man,
man,
do shit from behind the window.
Yeah.
He does hate cats. He tells those cats off for just being cats most of the time.
That's a good dog. The weird ones are the ones that love cats, and it's like, no, no, come
this
on.
Isn't Tom and Jerry.
No,
it has to be Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hey.
He is.
He could hear you talking about him again. That's what it was.
He can. He's fully aware that I'm talking shit about him.
Little scratch on the ear. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Transformers news. We may as well kick off with some of that sexy news. We got some images. That's not the right thing. Don't worry about that. That was the wrong. That's the wrong thing again. There it is. That's what we're looking for. We've got the fans' hobby figure of Dread Dark Wings, Wing Dread Dark. Which one's this? Wing Guy.
Is this the second one that's been shown or the first one?
Yes, they've shown the other one. They've shown
Dreadwing.
This one's I always call them Hydra and Buster because I find it easy. This one's Hydra, the other one's Buster. We've seen Buster. This is the first time we've seen Hydra. We get to see him in all of his modes, which is good. What do you think of the look of him as he's poseable? He has his Power Master, whatever his Power Master guy was called. We've got some images of Buster too, or Dreadwing.
Dreadwind together. Dreadwind and Dreadwind, or Darkwing. I can't remember.
What a name pair.
Dreadwind. Just it's like calling your twins Tim and Tom, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Never do it. Never do it. But they're looking nice. They're looking lovely. I don't do third party, as I said last week. But and I've got no affinity to these characters. Like I dodged them when they came out in Power of the Primes as well because I just couldn't be bothered. But these look absolutely beautiful. I'm guessing they combine as well.
They do. We don't have images here, but somewhere on Dime Chalk where we're using the images from, there are images of them combined. But as I mentioned to Brad earlier before we started recording the show, looking through Facebook for posts is just a nightmare. So here these ones will work. That'll do for the show. Boom, no issues. But yes, they do combine together into the weird plane mode ? Whatever that combined thing was meant to be.
Like a plane, it's like two planes mating. We'll go there. Two planes mating to make big planes.
Yeah.
It essentially is, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
I can't imagine unless there's like a significant power upgrade. I can't imagine what advantage that would give you in combat. Let's make these two maneuverable planes less maneuverable by joining them together. Like, who decides which direction is which?
If I remember, Hydra was always the front, and no, Hydra was the back, and Buster was the front. So there was only one direction they'd go in. I don't think they ever really mentioned in Master Force what the advantage was. I think they talked about like choke-on power was increased when they were in this mode, and then they never really used it too much.
It's toys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at this gimmick. These two go together. I'm down for that.
There's down for that.
Wrong with it. Let's not try and make too much sense out of it, Brad.
There's obviously these are like uncolored prototypes, so they're very much like here's the gray versions of the characters. That's fine. I'm sure they will pop a lot more when they're finally done. Fans Hobby, if I remember, are the guys that have done the Armada Megatron and Prime the Naval Commander that we talked about last week. I think this is the same company. I'm pretty sure it is. So they're going to be good quality. They did the Overlord that Jason talked about last week as well, or the week before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same guys that do this. And like you said, I think these are probably a lot better. Well, probably. These are a lot better than the Power of the Prime versions, which were deluxe class and based on the Combiner Wars figures. And we're very loosey-goosey, let's say. These will, I'm guessing, be Voyager scale for the most part. And they look solid. I think they look really nice. They'll be better when they're finally painted.
Do you know what? I always think things look... Remember when Galaxy Force and all that kind of stuff was coming out? The stuff in grey prototype form always looked amazing. And like, it's almost more detailed because you can pick out all the details with the single colour. Kind of like with the monochromeness of it all. Yeah, they look nice. Are they meant to be Voyager scale then? Are they meant to be scaling with your chugs?
I mean, because they're third party, my assumption is masterpiece scale. that's always the assumption when it comes to third party. As we always joke about, it's either masterpiece scale or it's legend scale. So I would guess they're not going to be as big as the Overlord that they did. So they're maybe going to be around that kind of Voyager-ish. Well, let's go with old Voyager scale, not current Voyager scale. Let's go
Clear
with
a shelf.
Yeah, exactly. Not colored. We'll probably be talking about these in the future when we do see them finally colored up as well. I think they're neat. I'm fairly pleased with them. They'll be expensive, of course, but rock and roll. That's the way third party goes.
That is the third party way, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is the third party way.
The nice thing is these things don't usually get touched. Right, these guys are one of those ones because they're not the G1 Season 1 characters. Yeah. They get left in the dust fairly regularly. They're the Master Force guys, or the late wave G1 stuff, which no one loves, apart from people of culture and quality.
Pedigree, shall we say?
Yeah, ooh, I like that pedigree. Yeah. Any other thoughts on these guys, Brad?
I'm quite glad. It's nice to see something new from third party. They're not just going for and it's been like the case for the last couple of years actually. They're not going for just the ARC bots anymore. They're going for things that are a little bit more obscure and that like I don't know if like niche parts of the fan base would go for, or it's a little bit more obscure. It's a little bit more interesting, and it looks like they've done it well. The only thing that puts me off third party is the lottery of third party. Like when you get something, is it going to fall apart? A la Fans Toys Coot.
Yes, yeah.
But these guys have a good reputation, from what I gather.
Yeah, from what I hear, I was actually going to throw back a question at you that you posed last week, which was when we were talking about the Magic Square Optimus Prime figure. You said it didn't look like it transformed. It didn't look transformery.
Yeah.
Does this fit that kind of aesthetic for you? Does it look like it transforms enough, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, in prototype form with all those lovely details on it, that you could. It definitely looks like it transforms.
Okay.
I'd say it looks more chug than a lot of the other kind of like third-party masterpiece stuff.
Yeah, which is more the animation style. This is a little bit more of its own thing to a point. It still looks G1-y, but not like is it fair to say aggressively G1? It's not aggressively animation model, which is nice.
The toy style. Is this something you would get?
I mean, let's pretend that I had the money for it. Yeah, if I had like spare cash and I was like, I didn't have anything else to buy. Yeah, I'd grab this. Why not? Yeah, I'd be happy. I missed out on the Power of the Primes ones, like yourself, and I do like these guys from Master Force. I like the Power Masters in general. So yeah, hell yeah, go for it. I don't think I will, though, in the future, just because they'll be probably, I don't know, they'll probably be 100 each or something like that, so they won't be cheap.
It's a big investee for something, I find, that essentially isn't a toy.
Yeah.
And I can't throw across the room, so.
I mean, you can.
You can, but only if you put pillows on the other side. And then still,
It's dangerous. You can't risk
goose down pillows. That.
Whoa, goose down, damn son.
I
don't pillows.
I don't have goose down. I'm not that baller. My pillows are just like B&M bargain springy. So if I threw it at those, then it would bounce onto the floor and something would break.
That's fair. I'm more of a shop at Morrison's than a Waitrose kind of girl myself. That's who I am. Yeah. That's for the UK people. People in America wouldn't get that, but that's okay. Well, sorry, what were you going to say there, Brad?
I was gonna run off some American supermarket names, but then realised I only knew two, and they were pretty much exactly the same. Oh, and Walgreens, Target, Walgreens, Walmart is all I know. I'm guessing they're all about the same.
There's Kmart as well. Kmart. I don't know if Kmart's still going. Did Kmart die? Maybe Kmart. Yeah, I think Kmart's dead, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did it become like J-Mart?
No, I think Kmart is like is Kmart like the pound store? Oh, it might maybe like B&M. Maybe that's what the Kmart is. Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Brad, what's our next story? What we're talking about next, Transformer-wise?
It's my new story. Yeah. It's my new story debut. So the next one is from Killer Body. So they've done a Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime and Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime and Bumblebee helmet, but now Killer Body are releasing a Dark of the Moon Megatron voice changer mask, and this is actually, it looks flipping beautiful. And I was reading through this earlier. My favorite part is it says includes his cloak as seen in the movie. Which, it's like, hang on, what? Is this a giant cloak now, or is it just a cloak you wear with it, or is it just a tiny little? I want to know more about this cloak.
I don't see any images. Oh no, I see the cloak. No. Oh, the cloak looks weird.
Does it?
Yeah. It's not really. It's not really a cloak.
It's not really a cloak. It's not a cloak. When it says it includes a cloak, I expect a cloak to wear.
Yeah. This looks to me like a dishcloth, right? That you found in the sink one day and hadn't washed, and you just draped it on your Transformer head.
It's like covered in tomato passata that's been there for a year old. But the mask itself, the glowing eyes and the detail, looks pretty stunning. I just wonder, is it going to be Dark of the Moon, isn't it? So that's Welker's voice, I'm assuming, or was it still? Didn't Hugo Weaving just do one film?
Oh God!
Whose voice is it going to be? Is it going to be the deep voice, or is it going to be like, "Don't leave me, Starscream" voice?
I think they'd probably go with not Peter Cullen. I think they'd probably go with Frank Welker because I think Frank Welker's probably cheaper than Hugo Weaving
and far more iconic.
Yeah, that's fair.
In terms of Megatron, because Weaving is essentially, like just said, I wish I hadn't done that, hasn't it? So it's got to be a Welker job. It says, but it just looks amazing. So what else have they put in it? head shaking, cute design.
Oh, these are two different things. It seems like there's
two different things, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a mask and a weird chibi thing. Yeah.
I've just realised I haven't read the whole thing. So
I do that frequently. Don't worry about it.
I was thinking, then, does the mask come with a tiny body for Megatron? So the mask does. But the most disappointing part of this is the mask doesn't come with a cloak.
No, that's true. You have to make your own. But in the benefit is, yeah, it doesn't look like you get a little tiny dishcloth for the very cool and probably expensive mask. So that's good or bad, depending if you needed a rag.
It's very expensive.
Is
this something you would get?
No. I think it's neat, though. The helmet seems like it comes with a few sound effects. The instructions we got on screen says one of the sound effects is, with sound effects, the helmet says, I am Megatron, in case you forget who he is. Open the eyes, the LED lights are red when they're on with sound effects. Close the eye lights, the eye LED lights are off with sound effects. These are the second level instructions, whatever that means. Start battle mode, enter battle mode, and Decepticons attack. With sound effects and actions, top of the head and the ears move quickly back and front.
I don't know what the ears are. What are the ears?
The ears will be...
Are they the side things?
I don't think they'd be the bits on the side. I think they're the weird horn bits.
Gotcha, yeah. They stick out at the back.
Or the front. I don't know. There's lots of potential ears on this figure.
There are like servos in this or something like that.
There'll probably be some small motors, yeah.
I'll be reviewing the Prime version of this, and it had like that fancy stand that came with it, and it was all like lovely and beautiful.
That's right. It'll just be more of that. He said Decepticons attack. The right eye light and the arc light flash at low frequency. So I guess that means the eyes blink.
Like it kind of sparks a bit, maybe.
Oh, maybe that's the idea. That actually makes more sense, yeah. And the eyes light becomes constantly bright after the voice ends. And then you've got end battle mode, dismiss battle mode, and Decepticons retreat. With the sound effects and actions as followed. Top of the head and the ears reset from front to back. The eyes lights are off. Mouth moves and says Decepticons retreat. It seems like this is going to have
There's a lot.
This can't be cheap. This is going to be pretty expensive, right?
Yeah, this has got to be premium shit.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. I quite like the fact that they're still bringing Dark of the Moon stuff out. All these years later, we're still getting Dark. I like Dark of the Moon. It was a great film, and this is my favorite version of Megatron because he turns into a big truck. But and I like the fact that he's a bit like the Exia repair from 00. He's just knackered because he got beaten up.
That's true.
And he hasn't repaired himself. So I always like that look, the junky Megatron look.
So you like the visual aesthetic kind of that? I could see that.
Yeah, it's like the half broken kind of dude stuff.
Yeah,
I like the fact they're bringing out Dark of the Moon stuff, but I would not buy this. It's a luxury item, and I don't have room for it. And it's one of those things where I'd buy it. I don't know if you're the same. I'd buy it. I put it on once and go like, that was a lot of money, and then just never really do anything with it again.
Are you saying you wouldn't take this mask to the woods on a lad's trip with the boys and run around the forest with it? Like chasing Luff.
I mean,
with the stick.
That would be. Oh, imagine. I can't imagine Luff in the woods, to be honest. Luff is a man who just wants his toilet.
I mean, I don't blame him. If there's not a real toilet there, then no.
This would be tempted. If I had a lot of money, I would buy this and do something silly with it, where I wouldn't worry about it getting broken.
You know the game Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
Right, so what you could do, take Luff into the woods blindfolded. You wear like your overall dungarees and wear your Megatron mask and chase him around with a machete.
I think he'd like it.
Wow, kinky.
Yeah,
right.
Luff would be game for that. I think it would turn into some kind of romance anime.
Aw. I mean, that's a really interesting way to woo someone. That's some dedication to romance right there. I mean,
you really have to go quite far with Luff to
ladies
to win him over romantically.
I will say one thing I really like about the mask as well, and it's less the mask, and it's the fact that it comes with a really nice stand. I know that's really minor, But I love the fact that it's literally just like his neck and a portion of his chest, and it's all super detailed. It's all like pistons and cogs, and you just put this little mask on there, and it's like, yeah, it looks great. It looks nice.
It needs a stand, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like, it's the kind of thing where you need a stand. The stand is almost as big as the helmet, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if that's a though. Yeah, it is almost as big as the helmet, and it like kind of doubles its height.
The only way
it's going to take a lot of room.
If you don't have the stand, the only way you can really have masks and you want to display them nicely is to hang them on the wall, right? That's what else are you going to do? You can't really. I guess you could kind of precariously balance them, like with the chin down and the back of the head resting against the wall. But that's one of those things that's just kind of waiting to fall off the shelf at that point, isn't it?
You could employ someone to stand there with the mask on.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that would be. Well, it would be expensive, unless they're under 17. But then that would be illegal. That's it. Yeah, you said under 17, and I went. I'm heading into sketchy territory here.
Let's
not go there.
You could
I'm
also
thinking, like, lower wage.
You could also hang it off the side of a chair and then talk to yourself in the mirror, and then become the Green Goblin.
I think we should become salesmen for this mask.
I think so.
I think we've just we've just sold a bunch of them.
I'm always in for bad strategy marketing for people. I'm always down for that. So what's the mini chibi figure with the rag? What's that all about?
Mini chibi figure. Let's have a little look at the mini chibi. Additionally, we also have images of a high-end baby figurine, Dark of the Moon Megatron.
Does it say baby?
Baby figurine.
Wow.
Just what you've always wanted. Okay, as if there isn't enough Funko Pops out there. This figure is similar to previous Bumblebee movie characters with head-shaking, cute design, glowing eyes, and speaker stand. Okay, the glowing eyes are winning me over. Megatron includes his cloak as seen in the movie, and this is the cloak. This is the cloak disappointment thread, I think, isn't it? So there's no information on price, release date, or if these items will be available outside of the Chinese market. So they're clearly selling them in Chinese markets, where they sell other things.
What they sell?
Oh, bats.
Oh, wow.
I don't get political because I'm not political. I just realised that I could be opening up a whole new avenue. They sell strange animals in Chinese markets.
Oh, cool. Wow.
They also do that in other places. I don't want to be specific.
That's fair. Yeah, you don't want to out your friends. That's true.
We're going down. So, yeah, is it going to be released outside of China? Who knows?
I doubt it. I think you'll be able to buy it on stores like Shozy and probably other Transformer import sites, but will it actually be available in like the UK or in America? No. Will it be available in Japan? Maybe. Okay. I could see that maybe. But otherwise,
it just kind of looks, Brains from Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks like Megatron has been shrunk down to the same size as Brains, and they could, if you had a Brains figure and a Megatron figure like that, you could just stand them next to each other and imagine having conversations about how big everything in the room is.
And they're not the thing that's big, clearly.
Yeah, they're tiny. They have to slide down the broom handles to get to the kitchen and stuff like that.
I think it would have been. Sorry, go ahead.
A bit like Chibi Robo.
I think it would have been maybe a better idea to do Brains in this style because, like, he's already kind of that kind of character. He's small, squishy, and people could potentially love him. He didn't have sex with Megan Fox's leg, so that's always a plus as well.
Oh no, that was Wheelie.
That was Wheelie. That's why I'm saying it's good that he didn't do that. Yeah.
Sorry. This is luxury Funko Pop hour.
That is. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's got a little bit of posability, but it looks like really, really minor posability. Like it's got shoulder joints, maybe a little bit of elbow jointage, maybe hips, and it looks like a neck joint, and that's probably about it. So a little more than a Funko Pop.
As well.
Oh, nice.
Maybe hips.
Maybe hips, yeah. Don't push yourself too hard, He is a small boy, 166 millimeters, ladies, and 185 millimeters when it's cold,
He grows when it's cold.
It does. No, he shrinks when it's cold. He shrinks. It doesn't go the other way.
Did I just hear your measurements wrong?
They're important to me. Don't get them wrong. So yeah, I think we can agree. Probably not something that either of us would buy. Jobby, I expect a video of the helmet, or a review of the helmet. Jobby.
That would definitely be a treat.
I would like that. Otherwise, no. Do you know anyone in the Transformers fandom that could buy the mask or would want the mask? Because I don't personally.
No. I just, on both counts, I just like my Transformers to be transforming toys.
That's fair. That's fair.
I just think if you dive into like things outside of it, it becomes too expensive. I think it's like a luxury collector's room item on both counts, especially the mask.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, let us move on and talk about Earthrise again. Yay! Because we had another teaser trailer for Earthrise, another one. We did find out the date for the release date for the show. It is, let me quickly check. I got my notes. It's the 11th of November. It's going to be on Paramount Plus, which I think's in the UK, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I think is it on Now TV or whatever it's called?
I think so, but I can't remember. I can't remember if we have the exact same releases as the American version or not. I assume we must.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But America, at the very least, you are getting it on the 11th of November, so that's not too far off, really. That's
No, it's around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a month and a bit away, effectively, so it's not that far. The trailer showed a few more characters, and TFW did some stellar job of reporting that Optimus Prime does, in fact, turn into a semi-truck. Like that.
And
You'd never
he's got
guessed.
Lovely cheekbones, hasn't he?
He does.
I've just looked at my phone and you've got the cheekbone picture up.
Yeah. This was the freaky photo that we were going to use last week, but we couldn't find it. And he does look scary still. Very weird.
A little bit terrifying, but still, I'm interested because, like, I'm interested to see what it's like. It looks
something new, right? It's a new thing, and even if it's crap, it's nice to have something new to try that isn't just again a G1 show, which is what the Netflix series was.
As bad as it.
Oh, I thought his name was Trash. It's not Trash. His name is Thrash. Thrash is the Nick Roche character who turns into a motorcycle. Not Trash. We thought it was Trash. I was reading it wrong. We had a laugh. Don't laugh at me. We have Twitch, who's the drone, who we talked about last week. Bumblebee, who is, according to the trailer, a yellow sports car.
No.
Yes.
That's not G1.
No, that's movie. That's movie.
I quite like Muscle Car B though. I don't know about you. You remember that Generations 30th Muscle Car B that came out a couple of years ago, and they made it into Night Beat as well.
Oh yeah.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was an interesting look. I don't think this looks like from the one image we have of the car here. I don't think it looks like a muscle car though. Like when I think of a muscle, it's like a sports car, right? Like one of those Elon Musk kind of like over-the-top crazy supercars that no normal person is going to drive to Sainsbury's, really.
It's like a Lambo or a Koenigsegg.
Yeah.
Or something that's aerodynamic.
Yeah, I'd like
my
him.
dog.
Oh, who's not? Is it
aerodynamic?
Isn't there? Oh, he's there.
He's
okay.
Aerodynamic. Yeah, he's kind of got his face between the cushions because.
I see.
I guess it's warmer for him that way.
That's fair, yeah. So I would, like you, he is a sports car, so I guess it's appropriate. I'd like him to be a muscle car. I think muscle cars are a bit more interesting visually, especially if you go really hard in, like the laser rods. Like those were some really cool muscle cars, and we don't really get those designs. But we'll get to that, because we do have a muscle car. Wheeljack, who has the face of, those cats that have little mustaches, where they're a black cat with a white mustache? That's how Wheeljack looks to me. Yeah, not that that's bad. It's just something to note. I don't know whether they're trying to evoke like he's an old character with the white eyebrows and the white goatee beard, but he has a lot of Transformers Prime Wheeljack shape to him. Like the way that his legs are shaped and the shoulder pads make me think of that Transformers Prime Wheeljack. The head's completely different though, just the aesthetic. If you silhouetted him. And then he is.
Cheat that cast, aren't they? If they make a toy. Oh no, they maybe not, because the Prime Wheeljack was kind of nice.
Kinda, I think they cheat it because if you look at the size of the window screen.
Yeah.
The window screen on the vehicle mode versus the robot, it's definitely smaller on the robot side. I think you're probably right first time. I think they might fudge it. They might not. They might just have him with a big chest. I don't know, or a small windscreen. We got a Leader 1, who we've seen a few times, who's the 4x4 all-terrain vehicle. She still looks
strong arm, I think, isn't she?
A little bit.
Strong arm from maybe a little bit with the 4x4 thing.
I could see a repaint, yeah, if they repainted it, I could see that working. Change the head out. Even, actually, the head design could work for strong arm as well. Just take off the little horns on a head. Yeah. All right. Then we've got Arcee, who is the actual muscle car. Actually, a really nice muscle car. The muscle car looks really solid. A lot of people were really happy with the Arcee design, but and generally, visually, I think the concept art would look really good for Arcee. I think the problem is the texturing on her face. Her face is just flat grey.
It's almost moustache. I remember Andy said on another Andy on TF the show the other day, said it's almost her top lip is lit, so it looks like she's got a moustache.
I could see that. Yeah, they've definitely given like it's a glossy, it's a minorly metallic glossy kind of face, but the face is so flat and it's just a grey flat texture that a lot of the details are just kind of washed away. I don't think she needs lipstick. I don't think it needs to be a white face. I just think that the way that either the lighting works on the face with whatever texture they've used or whatever the lighting rig is just drowning out any of the detail on the face. Because if you look at the prime image and if you look at the stream, you can kind of see it. He's got a grey face, but they have go away, Google. The way that they have the lighting on the face gives a lot more shadow and depth, and he's got cheekbones and stuff like that. And Arcee, maybe it'll look fine in the actual show, but there's too much washed away. I think the toy, if the toys are good quality, might be one people really get into. If the toy works and if they've got actual money behind this show's toys, which, you know, for Cyberverse they didn't.
We haven't really heard anything about the toys yet, have we? So
we saw some of them. We've seen the deluxe versions of Megatron, Optimus, Bumblebee, the drone chick, which was Twitch.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we saw those a while ago. I can't remember when it was, but we did see, I think, those 4 on the deluxe scale, and then they showed us the crappy super duper kids versions where it's like 2 bits of plastic and they flip together, and you're like, who wants that?
One step change,
yeah, kind of. But Arcee, again, if they can pull off this muscle car, fuck yeah, that'd be great. I'm down
beautiful,
for that.
I'd buy that definitely.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Penelope's car from Thunderbirds.
Oh, Fab 1. Yeah.
Definitely,
it is. It's definitely got that look.
Yeah,
it's
you
like
just
need... Is it Eldorado, Cadillac Eldorado kind of styling? I think that's the car I'm thinking of.
I'm going to go with yes, because I don't know cars. I know they have wheels and they drive forward, and that's it.
They do. And backwards.
Oh, well, if you're lucky. We've got Skull Cruncher. We've got better images of Skull Cruncher.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of similar-ish, but not 100% similar to the toy from Cyberverse. They have added different things to it, but it looks very Cyberverse-y, and that's good because he always looked good. He was just a shit toy from that show because he was in the shit part of the line. So I'm hoping he gets a deluxe figure, and he's as quoted here, a Croctobot. A Croctobot.
Croctobot.
A crocodile
I see what
robot.
they did.
Yeah.
I see what they did, and they must have thought hard about that.
Did you like it? Did you like what they did, though?
I do like. It's one of those things that's just like, I could have thought of that, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah, I like his design. I think it's solid. I mean, Skull Cruncher's always had a good design, I would say. Just underutilized. Swindle, who we talked about last week, he's a SUV, and he's got very big eyes, very G1, but not the actual shape, just that he has very big eyes. Soundwave, which is the one that everybody creamed their pants over, is going to be a stealth bomber. Sorry, a stealth aircraft, not a stealth bomber. Maybe bomber's a bit too aggressive. Again, I would say the overall design of Soundwave looks good. I think he needed a little bit more color on his face, as it's just blue. It's like someone got the blue paintbrush and then went, that's it. No,
they seem to just be like
colors.
Using the fill tool quite a lot, aren't they?
Yeah.
They did with Arcee too. Grey that up, blue that up.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd want, but I'd like it to just have a little bit more color, just to define it a little bit more, because he's already very blue, which he should be. Just a little bit more yellow in there or something. But overall, take the edge off. Yeah, exactly. What do you think of Soundwave, and what do you think of his stealth bomber aircraft mode, which looks like it's been flattened a little bit by Steamroller?
I'm not like I've never been a massive fan of the tape deck. If I'm honest, yeah, I mean, I've always got room for one, but to be honest, my favorite Soundwave is the deluxe War for Cybertron one from a couple of years ago.
It's very good.
Love it.
Yeah,
love that figure. It's my favorite Soundwave, and there's no way I would ever sell that. It's just a cool little battle wagon thing that has his guns in his chest, and yeah, the deluxe one over the Voyager one, definitely. But I'm up for any kind of vehicle mode with Soundwave, because the tape deck was cool. It was great as a novelty thing. I know why it was based on the toy, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Micron Change series.
I don't think they really. I don't know if they ever got it down right. It was just always one of these things where I thought, well, if I was ever going to be a robot, I wouldn't be that one, because it transforms into a tape deck.
I think.
But he had his purpose.
I think it worked for the time that it came out. It made sense. It's like the 90s. It'd be like if Soundwave turned into a not flip phone, an iPhone. If he turned into an iPhone now, or a Galaxy flip phone, the fancy ones that split in half, that would make sense, because it's an object that people always take around with them. That's kind of what a cassette player was back then. Obviously not so much now. Being tricked by the same thing more than once as well would have been embarrassing, but it could have happened because Spike's stupid.
Like, hey, I hope this blue tape deck isn't evil like the last one with the Decepticon sign on it.
Do you remember the episode? I can't remember what episode it was, but Soundwave was in the back of Ironhide and Blaster was in there with him, and Soundwave surprised Ironhide, and then Blaster surprised Soundwave as they both transformed. That was weird. How did they not recognize each other?
That wasn't Masquerade. Maybe
no. I can't.
I'm thinking of. I remember seeing that as a kid and just thinking like, huh?
Yeah, how do you not know?
Yeah,
how do you not figure it out?
The whole time.
My favorite version of Soundwave, or at least redesign of Soundwave, was Prime. I thought that was a really interesting design. The Cyberverse design for him was good as well. No? Why no?
No, it was the drone, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the drone.
I'm completely off on Monday.
I thought that was a really good design. This feels like a weird mix of the Prime Soundwave and the Cyberverse Soundwave together to make this kind of interesting design. I would have liked a bit more girth, maybe, in the stealth aircraft thing, just on the basis that the toy's not going to be that thin, because it's impossible. You can't get this robot mode from that flat of an object. You just can't. They had enough trouble getting the Prime Soundwave to be as intricate and transformy as he was, and he's quite a thin boy too, to be fair.
He was very thin. I love what they did with the wings on him, where it's kind of like his gangly fingers came out of the wings.
That was great.
He was just this. He looked like he was going to cuddle you, but a really horrible, like weird. That's a really weird interpretation of the entire toy.
Oh, that's fair. I'd have a hug from him. Yeah. He had his tentacles as well.
It was just kind of weird. Yeah, it was like a salad fingers hug.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah. That shows how old we are.
I hope they really do make this jet as thin as it looks, because that would be like a really nice transformation.
I'd like to see it, but just because of how they treat Cyberverse, I don't have any faith in Hasbro to put money behind the TV show line. They will for Legacy to a point, but for the kid stuff that's actually kids, I don't know. I hope they do.
I'd love to see it.
And then we have Megatron, who we have seen a figure for, who is the armored aircraft, as they call him. Is this the first time you've seen Megatron? Have you seen Megatron before?
This is the first time I've seen Megatron. I was about to say, this is very much the first time I've seen Megatron. And wow, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. I would say he's got quite a soft face. I mean, you can't really see too well here because it's a faraway shot, but from previous images, it's not quite as angular or hard. Again, I guess Prime's face is kind of soft in that kind of aspect as well. Maybe that's just the kind of soft, cuddly nature that they're going for. Maybe they're not quite as aggressive. I don't know.
He looks more troubled than angry, doesn't he?
Who, Prime or Megatron?
Megatron. Oh, Prime looks troubled. But Megatron definitely looks more troubled and sad.
Yeah. Well, he's letting off a giant fart cloud, so I can't really blame him too much.
Boff. Yeah, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Everyone's watching as well. Like, you can't hide that.
Well, when you get old, you can't help these things. It happens.
You can't. It just does.
Millions of years old. Shit your pants. It happens. What a shame. But yeah, if you're interested, guys, at least we know now it's going to be on Paramount Plus November the 11th.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be able to talk about it on the afterwards. Like, maybe I'll treat myself and use it as a birthday present to myself, because I'll be my birthday like a few days after, and that can be my treat that day. Yeah.
Get yourself treated, lad.
Exactly. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sign up to Paramount Plus, but I'll find. If the episodes
there are ways.
If the episodes fall into my computer by accident, what can you do? What can you do?
You're going to wake up in the morning, turn your computer on, and just go, oops, sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, no.
I mean to.
Yeah,
I did.
Bummer.
I mean to.
So, Mr. Brad, what's next? I heard there were rumors of rumbling.
There's rumors of rumbling of some new Legacy and Studio Series listings. Should we just run through the list?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
About each one. I love doing stuff like this. Really love it. So the first one is Legacy Deluxe Tarantulas PR, which means repackage. If I'm not mistaken.
I actually
think it was Prime, but it's I can't remember what it stands for, but it means it's coming out again, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's. I think I saw it. I don't know if it was a Digibash version, but I did see a repaint of the Tarantulas, and I think it's what I know what it is. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, unless it's a fake. What do you think a repackage of Tarantulas would be? If you don't know, because you might not know.
In terms of like a repaint, I've absolutely no idea. No idea.
The image that I saw. The image I saw that might be a Digibash or might be the real thing was the Fox Kids version. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, okay. I'm with you now. There was
black
quite
and
a few
silver
Fox
one.
Kids versions, wasn't there?
There was only one for Tarantulas, but yeah, they did one for quite a few of the characters. So I'm pretty sure that's what we're getting. That's cool. I think that color scheme on Tarantulas is really cool. It's great. Black and silver. That's a winner. It's a winner color scheme. So yeah, that's
a bit of black and silver.
Yeah. Cool. I think it's that one. Rock and roll. What's next? What's the other one? Other ones.
Legacy Evolutions Deluxe Shadow Striker. I don't know which character this is. I'll be completely honest.
Shadow Striker. No, Shadow Striker is, at least people are
Is it Striker
theorizing.
from Beast Machine?
No. It's the lady with the round eye piece from Cyberverse. Have you seen her before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'll see if I can find an image of her. Yeah, she. Would you be surprised if I told you she got screwed over in the show and didn't really get a good toy?
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Well, that's what I'm telling you.
Like Wild Wheel.
Like lots of them. Prowl got a toy, but that's the joke, because Prowl wasn't in the show apart from two episodes or something, but he got a figure.
But no, the police.
He was the police.
Police, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's hoping what Shadow Striker's going to be. I think that's Shadow Striker. I could be wrong. Chat might tell me I'm wrong, but I'm down for that. Yeah, another Lady Carbot thing. Sure. Oh, maybe. Does it say it's a redux of someone, or does it just say it's Shadow Striker?
No, it just says Legacy EV Deluxe Shadow Striker. So that's it. So it's going to be. I'm always done. Do you know, Deluxe is my favorite scale.
It's solid.
Well, I mean that size figure. So sometimes you get Voyagers, don't you? Like Overrides and Hot Rods that are Deluxe scale. But I like that even more. Like the Override and the Hot Rods that were Deluxe sized, but Voyager figures are two of my favorite figures from the last year. So
wow,
go figure. I just like figures that size because I'm so small they feel big to me anyway.
The size queen comes out. I see how it is. Yeah, all right. What's next?
Next one, Legacy Deluxe Strong Arm. So are we talking RID? It's an RID Strong Arm, isn't it? Or are we talking like is it Cyberverse Strong Arm, or what was the one in the Bumblebee cartoon? I mentioned her earlier, the girl that was a 4x4.
No, that was RID as well. Yeah, that was robots.
That is RID.
Yeah. I know. It's
the dynamics. It's just like Power of the Force figures all over again.
It's worse because there's at least 5 or 6 things that are called robots in disguise, and they're not. They all are robots in disguise, just from different years.
When you type Cybertron into eBay these days, it's I don't want that War for Cybertron figure. I want Cybertron figures.
Wasn't Strong Arm the Energon Omnibot as well?
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be him though.
Yeah. Oh, I doubt. Unfortunately, not.
No, wouldn't that be? happen.
That would be beautiful. What was he called in Japan? It doesn't matter what he was called in Japan, really, does it? He was tiny. But yeah, he was the little Jeep guy. I can't remember. I've got him on cards somewhere, but no, I have no idea where. I might have bought him from you, actually.
You might have done. I think I probably bummed him off on you.
Sprung from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still got Sprung.
So yeah, strong arm, probably the RID Ladybot one again, I guess. Yeah. I guess what they could do maybe do Shadow Striker out of strong arm. Maybe that's the idea.
Then, if you say
It's a speculation. I don't know because we don't have any ideas. What's next?
I like the speculation though. The next one, I'm really interested to see what these are. Deluxe Junkion 3 is all we got. Deluxe Junkion 3. Are we getting Deluxe Junkions? I was thinking it could be Wreck-Gar's girlfriend. I can't remember.
That would be cool. Did she have a name?
That would be cool. She definitely has a name.
Did she?
I can't remember what it is. I'm sure it's like a really short name. But somebody said it the other day and I can't remember what it is. But that would be quite a cool one.
The idea of...
she's quite a big character in the movie. Is she? Yeah, she's in the movie, isn't she?
No.
Is she only in season 3?
Yeah, she's only in that, like, the big broadcast of 2001 or something. I think that's it.
Maybe because I watched the big broadcast quite a lot when I was younger then.
Oh, yeah, it's a fun episodes, and, you know, Wreck-Gar had Netflix and chill with her, clearly, but, you know.
I can't believe there's any kind of chill going on Junkion. They're all fucking mental. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
That's good. Just having a drink. So, interested to see what the Junkion brings. Because I haven't bought Junkie because I don't really want loads of Junkions. I just don't see the point. Whereas some people like loads of Junkions.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm quite interested to see what the deluxe one is.
Yeah, it's strange because I thought
what they're going to do.
I thought if they were going to do more Junkions, to just do more like slight retools of that Wreck-Gar and just go, well, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. But to make an entirely new mold as a deluxe, I don't get why, unless it is the female one. Yeah,
that would be my guess. That it's the female one. But
again, I think that would be more interesting just on the basis that why would you have another male one out of scale with the other two, and why not do her because she's never been done? So
yeah, and they're not like deluxe scale Voyagers, the Wreck-Gar molds, are they? It's a big Voyager.
Yeah, because it's studio series, so they're not small. Yeah. I don't think.
No, it's massive.
Yeah.
It's as big as like say Voyager Springer. So.
Yeah.
How they scale would be interesting as well. The next one I'm super excited about, as are quite a lot of people. It is Cyclonus himself, Bombshell.
Oh, thank God! I thought you were going to say DevCon, and I was going to be like, "Don't be one of those people. Don't be that guy." He's like, "I love DevCon." No one loves DevCon.
Who's DevCon? Oh, we'll come to that in a minute.
DevCon's if you see on the screen, DevCon's the one on the right. He's from that one. One episode of like God's Gambit or something like that. It's him. People are like, "Oh, DevCon, woo!"
They repainted something a couple of years ago into DevCon.
Cyclonus. It was the Cyclonus.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was only for an exclusive as well. I don't think he got like a wide release because it's fucking DevCon. But yeah, Bombshell. That's great. We just need Shrapnel.
Yeah.
And then the Insecticons are all
out. Was way better than I thought he would be. He just looked like he looked kind of boring, but he just looks good. He's fun, he's simple, and he does more than you think he does.
My only concern with Kickback is the fact that his shoulders are very far apart from his chest, but I don't begrudge that. My big issue is like you've got the figure, the wings are translucent, and the way that they go on the figure are these big translucent pieces, and that's always a concern.
Only held on by one thing as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's my concern because the Titan Master Weird Wolf, his cockpit.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Yeah, that cockpit was all. Yeah, exactly. Even the Japanese one, which I have, it all crumbles because it's all this really thin, translucent plastic. You don't even have to have it. I'm tempted to buy the knockoff one, the really big, oversized knockoff one, because that's probably going to be better quality and doesn't explode into dust later.
What does the new one do? They re-released it, didn't they?
Oh, that one. Yeah, in the fancy old school box.
Well. Yeah. Does
that
one do it as well, I wonder? Or have they improved it? Because every single person I know has had the same thing happen to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't even take that long. I'm going to assume, because I don't know for sure, I'm going to assume it did also break, but I don't know for sure. I'm going to assume it does. But Bombshell, that's good. Good.
It's never a bad thing, is it?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I just wish they'd announced here, because I can spoil it a little bit. There is no announcement for Shrapnel. I want the guaranteed Shrapnel.
Line,
yeah,
they're bound to. I mean, they get it, aren't they?
I'll tell you what my concern is. My concern is like Shrapnel's plan for the last wave of Legacy, and he's a pain in the ass to get because it never comes to the UK.
You know that's the score.
It happens. We've seen it happen before, so I'd like that not to be the case.
Luckily, Pulse is quite a safe haven nowadays, even if like they're late with everything.
That's true.
I don't want to go with the dynamics of Hasbro Pulse and what I think of them, but like at least you know, like if they'll have it up and you can pre-order it and you'll get it eventually. Pulse was meant to be like this: we'll get your toys first, and they pay this for a subscription, and we'll get your toys first, and then you never get your toys first.
But at least the UK version. Is it the same for America? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
No, I'm
Next
not sure.
one. Are we excited for Deluxe Beachcomber or what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I just like a Deluxe Beachcomber. That'd be quite nice.
I mean, Beachcomber's never really done it for me. I don't hate him. He's just, again, one of those in my eyes, not very cool Transformers. You know, he's all about peace and love. His episode's Golden Lagoon, and it's like, all right.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be Power Glide.
He like gets off with a woman, so that's pretty good for him. Like, the problem is she was a bit of a bitch.
She was a dick, wasn't she?
But she was gagging for him. She was gagging, mate.
It just got
mate.
Weird. It just got weird.
Mate, she wanted to suck his energon out. It's like, wow, cool.
Didn't he slap her at one point?
I think he did.
I'm sure he twatted her.
Yeah.
She got hit. She definitely took one in the face in the episode.
But a fist, not like...
That could be taken any...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've done that thing again where I've just said something silly.
That's fine, that's all right. Yeah, but like, it was the 80s. You know, Power Glide could beat the shit out of it. It wasn't frowned upon too much. Astoria, I think her name was. What a lady.
Yes. There was. I watched two of my pals, Ed and Ian, the other day. Did a feature on it. Did a question They do a feature on a G1 episode every now and again. Bumblejumper and Arrowfire, and they talked about the comedy elements of her getting slapped in the face and how the 80s were just not as bad as the 50s.
No, it's true. Yeah.
So the next one, Deluxe Detritus. Again, one of those characters I have no idea.
Detritus. I don't recognize the name Detritus.
That's the thing. I do, but I can't remember what it is. I'm sure it's from the comics.
Chat, people on Twitch or YouTube, who's Detritus? Put it in the comments and we'll read it out, because if I look, it's going to mess up the screen. So yeah, let us know, please. I'm interested. Who's Detritus?
Not the Facebook chat. I'm on the YouTube chat, so I'll keep looking. The next one is Old DevCon.
Yay!
The worst name. Yeah, now I remember DevCon.
What scale is he listed as?
He is deluxe. So
he's not a redo of Scourge, which I'm shocked by.
No, which is what he kind of looks like. So
yeah.
Who could he be? Who could DevCon be?
I don't know.
Let's all get excited. Maybe, you know what, maybe he could be a redo of Skullgrin, because there's not really anything else.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
Skullgrin's mold.
That's not a bad call, because he's got such just like a rectangular body. Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's a good call, man.
He could just, he's quite nondescript, isn't he? So
yeah.
They'll get a little bit more out of that mold. The next one, Legacy Evolution Robo Wild Rider, or WLDRDR Wild Rider. So this could be the G2 Wild Rider, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say that's
it's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be the G2 Wild Rider.
Yeah.
Are you tempted by? You're getting the Stunticons, aren't you? You have some of the Stunticons. You haven't got Motormaster yet.
That's right. I've got the other two, but I don't have Motormaster just yet.
But would you be tempted by the G2 Stunticons?
Right, so my idea is to not... I like the G2 things generally way more than the other ones, but I think my idea will be to get G2, but third-party versions of them. So, like, I think New Age is meant to be doing the Stunticons. Whenever they come out, they'll probably then repaint them to the G2 colors. So I'll get those guys as the G2 versions, but I'll get the official ones as, like, the normal standard color schemes. That's my plan.
The third-party Manosaurs. I know I say I don't do third-party, but the third-party Manosaurs are blooming tempting.
There are a lot of good ones out there. Yeah, the Magic Square one was great.
They're so nice. They're so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Next one. We've got Core Thundercracker. So that's just obviously the repaint of Core. It's not exciting.
Yeah.
The Core figures are like kind of, they're hit and miss, but at 13 quid, which is what they're going for now, I believe.
Jesus,
I'm not even touching them. Remember when Revenge of the Fallen Deluxes went up to 13 quid and everyone was like, oh, God, this is terrible.
We had it so good. We had it so good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. And now, Core, it just can't even entertain the thought of buying a Core figure these days.
No, I did get Iguanus because it's like, it's Iguanus.
Oh, yeah, that's a,
you know?
Yeah.
And I'll probably get Bombburst. Like, I won't be happy to pay 13 quid, but, you know, it's like, oh.
You just do it, don't you?
Yeah, I do, because they're not going to get, like deluxe class figures, so it's like, fuck, I have to.
And they're rare things like that being released, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You never get them, so yeah, I completely understand that. But when it comes to, like...
When someone just goes, oh, it's a small Optimus Prime, or it's a small Soundwave, a Megatron, a Starscream, and then the other three, it's like, no, I'm good. No, thanks. Oh. Or Daniel.
I remember when they first went up to like 9-10 quid a couple of years ago, and I bought like the 30th anniversary small Prime. And he was lovely. He was so nice.
Which line did he come out in?
I think he was Trilling 30, and he came with like a little roller that turned up, like, and folded into a gun for him.
Oh, okay.
It was really, really nice little Optimus Prime figure.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I paid a tenner for it, and I was a bit like, yeah. But then I sold it for 15 on eBay. So.
Oh, profit, nice.
You know, that's the way. So the next one is, it's Voyager Dirge. So they're obviously going down the route of releasing the Seekers individually, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
I mean, how many times have they repainted Ramjet as a Selects figure? But yeah, they're ridiculously expensive if you want to buy them at the moment. I remember like about 10 people got them when they first came out. I was lucky enough. But yeah, a pass for me because I've already got the double pack with Dirge and Ramjet. But
yeah, I think this is going to piss off some people who did spend fuck tons of money on like those double packs and had no choice because scalpers got them good. But I guess it's nice that they're putting it out there for just like regular release. It just sucks for the people that spend a load of money, I guess, at the end of the day.
I mean, it just depends how long you want to wait, isn't it? If you want it now, and you got to pay for it now. Like I remember getting, I got Thrust 2 years ago and it cost me 70 quid.
Woo,
maybe a year ago. I know, like me and my mate Zort Rider were talking about it. They were on eBay, and we just kind of said, well, we can afford it. Let's just buy it because we want it. There's no point looking for it or waiting for it now. Let's just get it. And we did, and now they're ridiculous prices. So I've no doubt they'll release it. They'll release it at some point.
Probably. You'd
but
hope
I spent
so.
the money. Exactly, yeah. They're bound to release these. Do you remember there was actually a... Do you remember when Thundercracker was released, but it was only a BotCon exclusive?
I do. I got that set.
Did you get that set?
Yes.
There was a petition online when Thundercracker came out in the Thrilling 30s line. There was a petition saying, keep Thundercracker exclusive. But I think it's still there, and the signatures on it are hilarious. Because basically all the people that signed it were the people who wanted Thundercracker to be released. So the signatures are quite rude.
The thing, like, I didn't get that, I think it was like 2007 Decepticon attack or something like that. I didn't get it just for Thundercracker. Thundercracker was a big thing, but I liked the rest of the set because it had Bug Bite. It had the Jetfire classic figure into Dreadwing, Darkwing, that guy, which was pretty neat. It had, and I think that's also had Thrust and Dirge? Yeah, it had Thrust and Dirge because Ramjet was out normally. So there was a lot in that set that I was also wanting, but I thought it was a bit scummy that Hasbro said, yeah, this is okay for BotCon, the non-official official Transformers show to do.
But eventually they came out, didn't they?
They did, yeah. They came. Funnily enough, they came out first for Henkei, and then they came out normally.
The Henkeis were so expensive as well.
They were.
As far as I remember, but they were beautiful. But the only version of that mold I've got left is the Generations Thrust. I sold all the rest when I got the Voyagers, but the Generations Thrust, there's just something about it. It's beautiful.
What made you keep it?
I can't let it go. I've got it. I've kept it. Yeah.
No, yeah. What made you keep it? It was just a feeling.
It was just the fact. It's like the plastic on it is kind of this metallic red. The cockpit is this lovely orange, and it just kind of really pops. And I love it. I absolutely love that figure. It's absolutely beautiful. It's in the cabinet still. I'm not moving it.
You didn't want gorgeous. Red Wing. You didn't want Nacelle. You didn't want those guys.
Oh no, I don't like that.
Who's next then on the list?
So the next one is Scraphook, it says Legacy Evolution Scraphook, and it's the name for the previously reported Deluxe Junkion 1. So we're clearly getting a set of Junkions.
Oh.
Junkions. Well, not clearly, but, it would suggest that.
Yeah.
It would suggest that. So all right. There we go again. Another Deluxe Junkion, possibly a retool or a repaint of the Junkion 3. Where Junkion 2 fits into this, I don't know.
No. Well.
Yeah. It's like Revenge of the Fallen in the third film. That's obvious. Anyways. The next one. Studio Series Core 86 Frenzy. So this is obviously a frenzy that will it'll probably be just Rumble that fits into Soundwave.
Will it say definitively, like on the Rumble, what color he is? Do you remember that box that came out for
my God,
blue?
The constant debate in the fandom.
Yeah, I think like one day the G1 fans, we need to be putting a home together, and one half will be Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue, and the other side will, and then you just let the old people fight each other eventually to just kill each other off. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, people get really aggressive about it. I go off the cartoon personally. Some people go off the comics, but who reads comics?
Cartoon,
Nerds.
Exactly.
Nerds read comics.
Cartoon. Weebs. Cartoons. Rumble is purple.
Oh my God! Wow.
There
Statement.
We go. Rumble's purple. So there's Frenzy. There's Core 86 Ironhide, which is obviously going to be just a repaint of Ratchet, possibly without a light bar, unless they just paint over the light bar like landlords do with light switches. They just paint over it, don't they?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
There's Studio Series 86 Deluxe Brawn. Never been a big Brawn fan, but I'll definitely buy a Deluxe Brawn. What about you?
No. Again, he's a G1 cast member. He's an Autobot. I would respect it. I don't think they would, but I would respect it if they gave you a effect part to blow the back of his shoulder off. That'd be fun.
There's rumours about a dead Ironhide and Ratchet, isn't there?
I hadn't heard those.
Being shot Ironhide and Ratchet. I don't know if it's just the chat groups I'm in. Maybe they're talking bollocks, but I'm sure there's something like death effects on them or something like that.
Wouldn't it be cool if there's like a Prowl that had a light, like his mouth was open, but they had light piping in the back of his head, so that it would give the effect of like the smoke coming out of his mouth. Not actually with anything, but you just hold it up to the light and it just like he's dying. That's not.
And he just goes That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be amazing. That scared me as a child. That did. But at the same time, you're like, oh yeah, that would probably happen.
That makes sense. Yeah. It's just surprising, like, oh, I love these guys. They're dead. No. Fun.
I'm in for a Deluxe Brawn. I'll buy a Deluxe Brawn.
Cool.
I'm cool with that. I don't like him, but I'll buy him. That's what I like now. I hated G1 for so long because everyone was just like, give us G1. But now it's G1's good again. And I can, like I said before, I can watch the movie without thinking about Transformers fans masturbating.
I mean, it happens,
It does,
It happens.
It does. Next one, Studio Series 86 Voyager Ratchet, which we all knew was going to happen because of the Voyager Ironhide. I like this figure. I like the look of it. I didn't like the Earthrise one very much. I thought it was a bit shite. Ooh. This looks great.
Oh, so you're more like because the Ironhide Studio Series kicked up a lot of fuss. A load of people got really pissed at it because it was also. I think it's annoying because it's a Voyager that's the scale of the Deluxe. But we talked about that. You like that scale? I
like that scale. Yeah, because I like the scale. I like the detail. It isn't perfect by any means by the look because it's got those like hinges on the outside. But whatever. Sure. How long have we waited for just a decent Ironhide?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Do you remember the Universe one?
It was a thing. It was a thing.
Definitely a puzzle. What was that?
It's one of these things where the studio. It feels like it's too. Like in my opinion, it feels like it's too soon for these figures to come out, just because it's so recent for the Earthrise one. So it wasn't that long ago that they came out. But then again, they do a Prime. Yeah. Prime every day, so Yeah, it feels like
They were difficult to get hold of as well. So I'm guessing they're just I'll just do another.
Again, I think that it's going to be the same issue with like releasing Thrust and Ramjet and those guys because they were difficult to get, and it's the same thing of like people spend a load of money on the Ironhide and the Ratchet, and now it's a cheaper version that's arguably better, maybe. So people were going to be pissed either way, I guess.
I mean, I'm happy about this because when I got the Earthrise Ratchet with Paradron Medic, if I remember rightly.
Ah, that's right. Yeah,
I got that in and put it on eBay straight away and sold it for 90 quid because I was just like, I don't like this Earthrise mold. Why have I bought this?
Oh, you sold the whole thing? Damn.
Yeah, but it was at a point where I did need the money as well for something else.
Okay, that's fair.
So I was just like, bang, that's gone straight away, and I got 90 quid for it when I paid 40.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's profit, baby.
No, someone got it who wanted it, and I got some money. So.
You fucking dirty scalper.
I know. Beautiful.
You fucker.
But yeah, I don't like the Earthrise mold, and I did keep the Ironhide, but yeah, I'm quite excited by the new one.
Sure.
So the next one, we've got a bunch of deluxe capsules. So we've got deluxe capsule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a package refresh. PR is package refresh.
Yeah.
And then an LDR capsule 2, and Voyager capsule 1. What this means, no idea. I haven't looked into it at all, actually. Let's have a look, see if it says anything below. I don't think it does.
Well, I mean, capsule would indicate like capsule toys, like you get little shitty plastic versions of things, I would guess, but I don't know.
Or like surprise toys. But if it's a deluxe capsule, that's a lot of money to pay for a capsule.
They're just really big capsule toys.
Like, what's this? What is this?
Yeah, it must be something.
Do we have to collect them like surprise toys from now on?
Maybe capsule is the next subline. So there'll be Velocitron and there'll be capsule toys.
Maybe.
No, that's a stupid idea. You're not meant to agree with me. You're meant to say, don't be dumb. That's a stupid idea. Jesus.
I'm up for that. Capsule boy toys.
Capsule boy toys. Yeah,
I can't even say anything below, but they don't seem to be. It is TFW. So there's a lot of arguments going on.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I don't know what that could be, to be honest. Especially when, like you say, it's got the deluxe and Voyager stuff next to it. It's like, I don't know.
I'm interested, though.
I have no idea. What's next?
Next, that's it for that list.
Oh shit!
But next we've got. I can go into the studio series listings if you want for the.
Yeah, we've got more lists.
There's like Voyager War for Cybertron Megatron and Voyager War for Cybertron Optimus Prime. Back in the day, I've still got the deluxe version of Megatron. But I kept like the Fall of Cybertron Prime because I like that one better. But yeah, this is cool. Like these figures, I'd be really interested in because I love the fact that Megatron was this cool tank with purple bits all over it, and I love the fact that Prime was this weird Cybertronian kind of like big truck mass, big wheel 4x4 dude.
It was like a Toblerone with wheels.
He was. I'm interested in both of them. To say that I definitely buy mainline. Put it in me.
I'd say maybe a concern would be like, do you remember how you mentioned earlier that the deluxe War for Cybertron Soundwave you much prefer from the Voyager one?
Yeah.
This could be a similar situation where it's like, I already have the deluxes of the War for Cybertron, Megatron, and Optimus. Are the Voyager versions now going to be equal to, better, or worse than what we've had? Because those figures, we talked about this last week, I think, or me and you talked about it at some point last week.
We touched on it, didn't we?
Yeah, and we both like those Generations figures a lot. Will they be able to replicate that quality now? I'd like to, because I think that I really like you, the Megatron design was a lot of fun. He was big and chunky, and if you could make the transformation a little bit more interesting than the deluxe, that would be good, but also keep up the quality.
Wasn't it? The transformation wasn't very interesting.
I think it's the problem of it being like, what's he turn into?
It's like a little hover tank, isn't it?
It's a soap bar with a gun on top.
That's I think you've hit the nail on the head there. It's just like it's a thing. It's like that new Bumblebee Studio Series Soundwave that came out. it sold just based on the fact that it was Soundwave, but the alt mode was a joke.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, 100%. This is a hover car. It's like, no, it's not. He's just contorting himself into some kind of... It looks like shit, and I like my Transformers to transform into something that looks good, so I'm not going to buy it.
Oh, Excel Hedge makes an interesting point. He says, Party Pooper Mikey kept saying it's going to be the Netflix War for Cybertron Voyages again, which would be a fucking nightmare. A fucking nightmare. They better not be. I'd hate that. Because technically, we might be hoping for the wrong thing. We might be hoping for the game where it might literally just be, like Mikey's suggesting, the Siege series.
A package refresh again.
But it can't.
It could be very much, yeah.
The reason why I say it can't be that is because we've had that Siege Megatron. God, how many times has that Siege Megatron been used? Not including redos of the Earthrise into the Earthrise mold. Been done a lot.
Quite a few. And there was that surprise package as well, wasn't there? Maybe that's what the capsules are.
Oh,
Remember the surprise book? We had the Magnus one, and then there was the Megatron one, and they come with like an extra... Oh, God.
I hope that they wouldn't go down that road, but yeah.
Hopefully these are War for Cybertron figures, though. But he could be right.
That's true.
Why would they make new... There's a lot of new toys coming out. Why would they make new toys of these as well?
Because these would not be easy to repaint either.
No. Because they're very much themselves, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're very much, this is what this is, and this is what this is.
Pretty much.
We've ruined it.
Was there anything else apart from those two? With the, I think they got some other listings, didn't they?
There was the Velocitron Voyager Hot Rod, who we have a picture of, I believe, who is a repaint of the Voyager Hot Rod from Studio Series. I don't know why I went monotone. Voyager Hot Rod from the Studio Series, but in the toy colours, if the picture is to be believed.
There was technically a few other little...
Oh, I completely missed the others as well.
You missed a few little ones, because there was saying a Voyager Revenge ROTB Rhinox.
Oh.
Which I don't know what that is. Revenge of the Beasts. Oh, Rise of the Beasts. Rise of the Beast Rhinox. Yeah. I'm an idiot. There's also Core Rise of the Beast Hydra and Core Rise of the Beast Delta 2.
This is interesting.
I don't know what those could be.
The rumor of I don't know if it came from the top or if it's the rumor. They're putting all of the Rise of the Beast stuff into the existing lines. So Buzzworthy's going to get some, Studio Series is going to get some, and rumor has it Legacy is going to get some. So other generations. So yeah, it's a bit like, because they don't want to start a brand new line. They're running with what they've already got.
Doesn't it just make more sense to put it in the Studio Series because it's the studio that's and a series? I don't know.
I think most of them are going to be Studio Series.
Yeah,
there will be some in Buzzworthy as well, apparently.
They'll probably have to just be the random repaints, right?
Yeah, but Buzzworthy is such a weird line anyway. You just never know what's going to come out in it.
No, that's true. There's also Deluxe Rise of the Beast Wheeljack and Red Sound Blaster. So the Red Sound Blaster is just going to be Soundwave, but red.
Yeah.
Which okay.
That is probably going to be that. Did you say it's a Deluxe Sound Blaster?
Well, it says red, so it'll be the non-posing one.
Sound Blaster.
Yeah. I would imagine, because they've already done Soundwave, so it's just a repaint. Boom. But yeah, I will move us on to the Velocitron Hot Rod product description, which Brad was nice enough to get us the image for. the possible image. There's the possible image of a figure that may or may not exist. So it's clearly the Studio Series figure done into the toy version of the figure. So if you were like, fuck this animation accurate version, I want the weird stickers all over them. Yeah, well, there you go. I'll read you the description, because descriptions are always really interesting. Universe collides. Transformers Legacy brings together fan-favorite characters from across Transformers multiverse. Figures feature decos inspired by their universe with a wide updated generations design. In honor of the almost 40-year legacy, of Transformers Entertainment, the fandom comes together from across the Transformers multiverse, all in one toy line. The race is on. Bots from across the Have I read this? Bots from across the multiverse have gathered... Oh, no, I haven't. Gathered on Velocitron to participate in the Speedia 500, a planet-wide race to determine its next leader. So that's the idea. That's the story. That's the reason for Velocitron to exist.
That's
which is
democracy.
I mean, this is the thing that we've been missing from Velocitron. Like, what the fuck is the point in it? Japan figured out what that was, but we didn't have an idea. So I guess that's the premise of the Velocitron stuff. It's to race to become the leader. Hot Rod joins the Speedy 500 to show how fast he can burn rubber. And he should just drive fast, though. Don't burn rubber.
Just yeah.
Very pollutant, bad
go
for the
atmosphere.
atmosphere.
A lot of tires. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like
Jesus,
tires, you know.
Not very green, is he? Jesus Christ.
Bad things here.
Should be wind powered for sure, definitely. Transformers, especially in the UK.
Renewable.
Transformers are all related characters and trademarked. Sorry, I had to think there. What do you mean by they're related? But that's not what I mean. That's not what it meant.
We've gone into territory there, haven't we? Again,
we've gone to Japan again.
This time it was you, though.
It was my fault. Universe collides. Universe collides with Transformers Legacy. This epic line of Transformers brings together fan favorite characters. You've done this. Why you got it down twice?
It's like teaching pamphlets. Like, this is what they sound like.
Yeah.
Everything that comes from like the head office of teaching, wherever that is, they just write lots of words.
Repeat the thing again and again.
And just don't. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything. You have to read it like 10 times to get to the one sentence that you need.
G1 inspired designs. So I'm guessing that's the entire Legacy line. It is all gonna. Well, it can't be because Tarantulas isn't G1 inspired. Never mind. Not all of them.
It's a bit of a. Or is it just? Or is that just referring to Hot Rod?
It has to be referring to Hot Rod. But it's not. It's not G. Well, it's a G1 toy inspired design, I suppose. This Transformer, 7-inch Autobot Hot Rod robot toy, is inspired by the animated. No, it's not animated series, The Transformers. Well, okay, maybe it is. Updated with a generation style design, 2 epic modes, action figure converts from robot to race car, and 29 steps. Brad, 29.
It was the same one.
Yeah,
29.
29. Features a red deco similar to the original 1986 release. Awesome accessories. Oh, shit. Comes with a buzzsaw, 2 blaster accessories, all the stuff he came with before. Also comes with 2 blast effects to attach to his exhaust pipe so he could be super fast. This was the image. We don't see his accessories, but Brad, you like this mold, right?
I love this mold, very much so.
Enough to buy him twice?
I don't know. If it like he came down in price from the Voyager price, then I might get a second one. Or if I go into a shop and see it on the shelf and I really like it, I might buy it. But probably on initial seeings, I'm not going to bother getting it because I've already got the other one.
I will mention it looks like your friend looks like he wants to leave. At least he was by the door. He's coming back?
I think, yeah, he might be all right. He might be coming back to poke me.
Okay.
Hello. He'd be fine for a bit.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
He's been for a week. Yeah, he's fine. He probably just wants food.
Oh, okay. Would I buy him? No, I'm not a big Hot Rod fan. I think it's nice. Well, I think it's nice if he's not Studio Series prices, because Studio Series are just more expensive for no reason compared to the normal figures. So I guess if you want him a little bit cheaper, I guess this is a way to get him.
The Velocitron tends to be a bit more expensive.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, they might be the Scourge mold. Here you go. Where is he?
Whey!
The Scourge mold. It's it was what, 10 quid more expensive than the regular Laser Prime.
Wow, really? Jesus.
Yeah, and like what's his name? The UFO Cosmos. Mm-hmm. He's over there staring at me like, you forgot my name. He was 25 quid, I believe, which is standard Studio Series price. Well, so yeah, the Velocitron stuff seems to be more expensive.
I mean, Cosmos in particular is cheaper than eBay prices, at least, so can't complain too much, I suppose.
I haven't scalped any.
No, not yet. I guess we can move on, because I don't like. No, I'll ask you the question. What do you think about adding his like toy stickers? Is that a deal breaker for you, or do you not mind that? I don't like it too much personally.
No, I saw it has a purpose with G1 toys, but it doesn't have a purpose outside of just something being nostalgic for another toy. The Cyclonus one looks amazing, but I still prefer the animation accurate one, because that's where we were trying to get all along, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Toy nostalgia and cartoon nostalgia are two completely different things, I find, with Transformers.
And it's where the G1 fans again come into blows, because some people really like the toy designs, which is, I can't imagine the majority, and then I think the majority like the animation models more, but I wouldn't hold a gun to my
head. It's
head.
nice to have the choice. Yeah. But with me, I just prefer things without stickers.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Fucking Gundam kits. Moving on.
Oh, God. Moving on, I believe it's me next.
It's you, yes.
So we are going on to Out of Nowhere. We got Deluxe Shadow Strip released, and Crasher found in Kmart in New Zealand, I believe. And people were like, well, we knew Crasher was coming, didn't we? Because we'd seen Crasher before.
We didn't know how she was coming out, though. I think people assumed she was going to be Velocitron or Buzzworthy, but no one had a confirmation until now.
And then Shadow Strip turned up next to her going like, me too?
Yep.
Not the Me Too movement, like the Me Too, I'm it too. Yeah. So, TFW put up a lovely in-hand gallery of Shadow Strip the other day and Crasher, and I saw Shadow Strip and was just like, that's fake, that's not real. And then obviously, like the package came out and the real photos came out, and it was like, oh shit, it's real. Is this the official G2 colors of Drag Strip? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
it is it?
Yeah,
cool.
From what I remember,
it's nice that I'm sure. What I really hate is, I know if I see this in a shop, I'm gonna just be like, I want that, because I think Drag Strip so far is the best of the Stunticons. Just an outstanding figure, and if I see a black and gold one, sorry to be really cliche, but black and gold looks lovely all the time, I'll buy it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. What do you think of it? Yeah,
I think it's nice to see. I tell you what I really like about it. It's the paint detail on the side, the little flag on the side of the car mode. The vehicle mode. I think that's really nice. That's a nice little extra. He is effectively just a repaint, which is what you would assume. There's no changes. It's really petty, but I really like the fact that the Velocitron figures come in vehicle mode as well, versus the other way around. To me, that's the way Transformers should come. You should the reveal should be as you're a kid. You transform from a vehicle into the robot and go, oh, there's a robot. No, oh, he's the cool robot. Oh, I guess I'll put them into a vehicle mode.
I think you win as well with the kids in that sense, because it's a lot harder, even with Transformers nowadays. Like, Revenge of the Fallen was another thing.
Oh my god!
But it's a lot harder to. That was something. Wasn't
oh my god!
It's something to, like, a kid might struggle to transform the robot into the vehicle mode or the alt mode first time if they don't really know much about it. But if they get the vehicle mode and they can just basically explode it into the robot mode, even with like clumsy child hands like mine, you could win. It's the difference between winning them over and them just going like, I'm not getting another one of these.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that was. It's like you say, it's easy to explode a toy and just like pull bits instead of like compressing it, because I guess that's the difference between the robot mode to vehicle mode from vehicle mode to robot mode. It is more compression to a vehicle mode for the most part. Well, like you say, you just pull bits apart and then eventually you get a robot, and then it's a little bit easier to figure it out without having to look at the instructions, which I generally just do now just to make sure I don't break things. It's great to see them next to each other as well, the G1 version and the other version. I like the fact
they've actually separated the legs, haven't they?
Yeah, this one actually looks like it's got more paint apps as well, technically, because he's got the painted bits on his knees, quote unquote knee pads, and he's got painted bits on his toes in comparison to Drag Strip, which was primarily just a primarily just a yellow robot mode with a random bit of brownie beige on his chest.
Beige.
Hey,
well, yeah, I don't know if that's because the Velocitron stuff has got the higher budget and it's more expensive.
Maybe. Yeah, but I like it.
But it does look really, really nice.
Yeah,
almost better.
What do you think of the idea of like this image here of where they've swapped the trousers around?
I think that's a lot of fun, and I would definitely do that if I had.
That's a lot of energy on vibes, right? A lot of energy on vibes.
Oh, the Power Links. Yeah. There's hopefully Power Links figures coming out soon. I don't know if they go for that Howling dynamic though. Who knows?
I don't think so. I'd be surprised.
They kind of compromised them quite a lot, didn't it?
What do you think about Crasher though? Do you like Crasher? We've talked about Crasher on the show before, so.
So it's the Mirage mold, which I had a strange relationship with the Mirage mold. I remember, I think Katie bought me the Mirage mold a couple of years ago, and I got it home, and I was just like, I don't really like it very much. I was grateful, don't get me wrong. But and then I came back to it a couple of weeks later and was like, oh my god, this thing's amazing. It was the Siege one though. And this is a very similar, apart from I think one transformation bit with the chest. I really love the mold. So I think a Crasher would be very tempting for me. This is obviously the Earthrise Mirage mold, isn't it? Which they haven't reused yet at all. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Because of the chest, the wings on the chest. But I don't know about the face. The face is a bit like, it's not Crasher, is it?
No.
But then, could they then Crasher in, I don't know. They could have styled her a bit better, I think, with the face.
I think it's just making a different face, like, not how, because it's just a Mirage face, isn't it? Or is it a completely new head
mold? Is it just a Mirage face?
I thought it was. Is it not?
Be. I don't actually know.
Maybe it is a new.
It very much looks like the Mirage face.
If it is a new mold, I would ask what they were going for, because it doesn't look like the toy GoBot Crasher. It doesn't look like the animation model. I don't think they can use the animation model face. I don't think they're allowed to do that legally. I think somebody else has the rights for that. Which is why third parties can, because they don't fucking care.
They don't care.
But this doesn't hit. I don't think this hits either point for me of like, this is the toy version of her face. Maybe it's that kind of in-betweeny step that they're kind of going for. I don't know.
It doesn't give you Crasher, does it? I think
Not
face
really.
is quite an important part of her.
Yeah.
I mean, would you buy it?
No. I didn't hear good things about the mold anyway, to be fair.
I mean, I really like the mold. It really grew on me over time. But at the same time, it's going to be Velocitron prices, isn't it? And I don't think I'll bother.
That's fair.
It's one of those, yeah. I'm going to bother.
Okay.
But it's nice that it's there.
Yeah. It means as well we're gonna get. I don't know. I think we saw digibashes of them. I'm pretty sure it was a digibash of the G2 Dead End. I assume then we're gonna. Oh god, how much is Motormaster gonna be?
Oh, what color was G2 Motormaster?
Blue, primarily blue with purple.
Right. He's going to be another 90 to 100 quid figure, isn't he?
Well, he's going to be more than your Laser Prime, because Laser Prime's the leader, isn't he?
Yeah. So and
Motormaster's a Supreme. Class, yeah, that's right, Commander class.
So he's I think I paid about 80 for Motormaster.
Yeah.
Which is a lot to throw. He's worth it, but at the same time, it's like I wouldn't want to throw down that for every wave.
He might be 100 for the G2 version.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be around that.
Yeah.
Which, if you want a G2 one, go for it. More power to you. And it's not unaffordable, but in I suppose in the climate today, for many people, it might be.
It might be. Yeah.
So it's a lot of money to throw down for a second Menasor.
And it is a speculation.
For like the same Menasor, yeah.
It might be the exact same. Maybe they'll do a nice thing and just make it the exact same price as Motormaster, which is still high. But maybe, they might do the, like you say, the Velocitron price increase and just knock it up a bit more. Who knows? Let me tell you, Mr. Brad, about some Transformers unanimated, unseen test footage and unused score discovered. So someone got some material, a user on Twitter named Kian Kali, I think we go for. And they got some unseen test footage and an unused score from Transformers Animated, which was part of the Derek J. Wyatt collection of things. Since unfortunately his passing, this was some stuff that we got. Have you seen any of this at all?
I have not seen any of this at all, so I'm currently going through it at the same time as you.
It's not the most crazy thing ever, but I think it's one of those nice little bits of history that has bits of animation. Yeah, there's some unfinished bits of animation and just music. It's quite nice to see. I wouldn't say it was anything amazing, but I like to see little bits of Transformers history just kind of pop up and stuff. It's kind of interesting just to see how TV shows are made.
It can be archived now and it's there for anyone who wants it.
Yeah, exactly.
I find it quite surprising how much like G1 stuff still shows up as well.
Oh
There was a bunch of stuff from the movie at TFNation this year, which was really interesting.
Well, I mean, let Jim Sorensen and McFeely get their grubby little fingers. They'll find something new from G1. They'll find something, which is always cool. The episode they seem to have images from is what's it called? Is it just called Nanosec? It's the Nanosec episode where
the guy who dresses up in the nanos. Yeah, as far as I haven't watched it for years, but I remember looking at Nanosec with his N on his chest. I remember him. So, yeah.
Do you think you'd cosplay as Nanosec for like a TFNation? I think you can do it.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, you sharpen your teeth up a little bit.
Yeah, sharpen teeth and like get a really, really big chin.
Yeah.
Like out here.
Yeah.
Charlie's nose might suit it, wouldn't it? Charlie would make a good Nanosec, actually.
Now there's a Halloween costume for your dog. You could be one of those people. Yeah.
I'd like him to get up to show you, but he's not going to do that.
He's tired. Can't be asked.
He's tired.
But yeah,
it's nice though.
Yeah, it's not a big bit of news, but it's one of those things as, okay, we might see more of this stuff as it comes out as well, as people buy the bits of the collection and get them through the post and whatnot. So, Brad, what's the last bit of news? What's the last thing to talk about?
News is to do with the TFNation 2023 Mini-con, and can I speculate about all this?
You may, sure.
But, Nick Ross is the first announced guest for the TFNation 2023 Mini-con, which is taking place in the MacDonald Hotel in Manchester in March, I want to say. I should know this. Anyways, yeah, so TFNation Mini-con, Manchester, March. Nick Ross is the only, 25th of March, is the only announced guest so far, but they have said they're going to be adding more guests and more events to the schedule. So the Mini-con, I've booked my ticket for the Mini-con. I've booked my hotel. Weird thing happened on the website when I booked it. It said book your reduced hotel tickets here, and then the link just takes you straight to the hotel website where everything's full price. So that's a bit. Is that meant to happen? I don't know. So I went to Booking.com and it was cheaper on Booking.com anyway.
Oh,
so
well.
That's also it is what it is. There we go then. If it comes up later and the link works, then I might go through all that again. But so there's not been any TFNation 2023 announced.
That's true. Yeah.
Is the Mini-con all we're getting this year? Because it would make sense to scale it back down, or is it a case of the Mini-con will fund the main TFNation and they'll announce it in March?
I think they wouldn't want to announce TFNation while they're trying to promote this one. You want to have your full attention and everybody's attention on the Mini, and then once the Mini's over, start pumping up hype and whatnot for the main thing, the big one, is what I would guess, right? I
hadn't thought of it like that, and I find that quite relieving, to be honest.
Because
that does make perfect sense.
I'd be surprised if they were using this one as like. I think realistically this is to help boost the funds up, and I think this is something they always wanted to do anyway. They always wanted to do the TFCon thing and have a few extra shows around the country and beef up that way. But it could also be an extra way of reclaiming some monetary loss over the COVID years, shall we say.
I think it'll work well, because I don't think it's not going to be a super expensive event for them to hold.
No.
Let's face it, is it? They're not going to have any international guests. I doubt they'll have any international guests. It's more about the people want the social side more often, don't they?
You could argue that this might be the more pure, in quotations, pure, the organic experience of what TFNation was before it got as big as it did.
So I went to TF UK Con that was in May.
You're not allowed to do that. You can't do that and go to TFNation. That's traitorous. Jesus.
Yeah, two different things. But I love TF UK Con. It was amazing. It was very much the kind of like you're just hanging with the dudes all day.
Yeah.
In one hall, and you get everything in the one hall, and it was kind of the pure thing. And like the same again with Rollout Roll Call, which Dave Tree runs in Fordingbridge every year. Went to that last year. It was again same kind of thing in Fordingbridge Hall. That was good fun. So yeah, I do like the small events, the one-day events. Obviously, TFNation is the big like everything goes off and like you're there for 3 days, and apart from Andy, because Andy wasn't there this year. We missed you, man.
Oh, me? Oh, I thought you were rubbing that. I was like, are you talking about a different guy, or are you just rubbing it in my face?
No, it's you. No, it's not the same without Andy Millman. But But yeah, it's the small events seem to be doing very well. Like the old Moonbase 2 meets, they were fantastic, and it's kind of had that vibe, and I hope this has that kind of vibe. But I booked in for 2 nights in a hotel.
I think I would imagine this has a bit more of a professional feel than those kind of meetups where there was a bit more. Yeah, this is run by people who have run conventions, so it'll have a bit more, I guess, a bit more structure to it.
Full event.
What's the actual place like? What's the McDonald hotel like in Manchester? Is it like chicken nuggies?
It seems very similar to like chicken nuggies and burgers.
Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah.
Oh, McDonald's. Yeah, of course.
That
didn't land with me then. Oh, Brad. It said something on the website like something like Manchester's biggest convention hotel.
Oh.
So it seems to be the Manchester equivalent of the Metropole. It seems very big. It seems very nice. The rooms are lovely. So I'm guessing it'd be kind of a similar vibe to the Metropole.
I'll be interested to know, as since you're going, is it better than the Metropole? Because myself, I'm not like wowed by the Metropole generally as a hotel venue. Like I never found the beds to be desperately comfy, especially for the star rating it was. I was always like, this is 5 stars. The beds are poop.
They're quite hard, aren't they?
And the pillows are non-existent, man. Pillows are bad. They're not goose.
I think they were better this year.
Really? Oh, okay.
I seem to remember having better pillows this year. I don't remember having any like issues with the pillows this year. Whereas normally, like that's one of the things I focus on.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The stupid tube pillows that all the hotels used to have. That was horseshit. What was up with that? But this one, it was expensive. It was like, I think I paid something like 140 a night.
Oh wow. Woof.
It was quite expensive. I don't know if that's the price. It was expensive, similar to Hilton style prices. So it could be good, but I'm gonna go and find out. It's just a longer trip.
Oh yeah. You've actually
got to leave after school as well, so I'm not gonna get there till 7-8 o'clock after like a 4-hour drive to Manchester. But there is parking, and that's a good thing because I'm not taking the train.
No, I don't blame you. At least if you go in the car as well. Are you going on your own, or is anybody going with you?
It depends. So I might take. Do you know Ed Bumblejumper?
Oh yeah. I don't know him personally, but I've met him like once or twice.
I might pick up Lef on the way if Lef's coming. I've kind of told Lef that I'll go as well. So it depends on the route I can take and all that kind of stuff. But
right.
We'll see.
Cool. Okay, I'm down with that. Yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah. That's all of the news then for this week. That's news complete. So we move on to, of course, what you been up to this week, Brad? What have you done for fun, son?
It was a nice long news, actually. Well, that was. I don't know if long news is a nice thing.
No, it's good. We got the nipples of the news, and we tweeted it for all the milk it was worth.
Nipples of the news.
Yeah,
we did. This week, what have I been up to? Not much. Done a bit of skateboarding today. Went out on my BMX this morning.
Oh, nice.
The usual kind of. School's really busy because we got the inspection call on Friday, so everyone's kind of geared up. But I'm away with school this week on a residential. We're taking the kids to an outdoor centre.
Wow.
That's currently what's going on. But
do you bring them back from there, or do you just leave them there and they have to fend for themselves?
Yeah, we have to bring them back, unfortunately. But it has been cut short by a day. So we usually go up on the Monday and fart around for a day before getting into activities. Monday's the worst day. It's horrible. And the kids are all like, because they haven't done any activities, they're all like, oh, all night.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be tired on Tuesday. So the Queen's funeral has worked out to be in a bit of a belter, to be honest.
Nice.
I'm happy with it. But toy-wise...
Hang on, you're happy for the Queen's death? That's a bit harsh.
Oh, well, she had a good innings, and like all due respect to her, but like, cheers for the day off. It was perfect timing, because I had to be in an outdoor centre instead of at home. Yeah. What have I... Oh, so buying-wise, actually, I did put him up there earlier. I bought the old Scourge from Velocitron. It was £10 more expensive than his Generations Legacy equivalent, but he is... I chucked his trailer in the cupboard because I don't care for empty plastic shells of things.
That's fair.
But he's lovely, absolutely lovely.
What's the quality? Do you have the other one, the Laser Prime?
No, I heard he's not very good quality.
I was going to ask about if this was better or what.
So I don't know if it's the general problem with all of them, but the chests, one of the chest pieces of mine, there's a chest hinge that just comes off all the time if you just pull it the wrong way. But that was the same with Luffy's when I played with Luffy's. Figure. Luffy's figure. He's great. He's solid. He's fine. Look, you can throw him and I didn't throw him hard, but he's. Oh, look at the pose he's just come out in.
Little salute. I like it.
Yeah, little salute.
Yeah,
the other week I got me the Minerva.
Oh,
So that's one that's going for a lot of money on eBay.
Yeah.
I've had them in 3 times now. Just set up your notifications. And
damn! You're getting all the rare figures, aren't you? The ones that are all getting hacked out to people, scalped.
Because I spend loads of time on the internet.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
When I should be teaching.
Did you get the Alita one, or is it just her that you've got?
No, I didn't. So I waited for Chromia, not Chromia. I waited for Minerva. I've been tempted by the Alita one a couple of times, but I just kind of decided to go for the Chromia version instead. Not the Chromia version, the Minerva. I've just done that twice, haven't I? Twice. The last one. This was a couple of weeks ago, but I got Studio Series Arcee. The new
damn!
one.
Look at all that.
What? Obviously, based on the Generations Thrilling 30 figure with a little bit of a different transformation, I kind of got it not expecting much. But wow, everything about this figure is a massive improvement over the I want to say Kingdom. The Kingdom one, yeah.
Oh yeah,
and the Earthrise one, yeah.
What's the difference then between them? Because visually, like without knowing, they look the same or very similar. Yeah.
So this one has no removable backpack for the car. It's just that Thrilling 30 mold, but just G1ified a bit with a better transformation.
Okay.
It's 10 times a better figure than the.
How's the transformation better? Would you say? What makes it a better transformation?
So when you fold everything into the car mode, it just works better.
It just goes together easier, or something like that.
You're not like prying things in and pushing arms in and like chucking legs where they shouldn't be.
That sounds like a good night, mate. What are you talking about?
Well, depends if you're staying in the McDonald's hotel or not.
That's true. You gotta have a noogie somewhere.
It's excuse me. It's a much better figure. That, and I've this is a terrible thing. I've got into Digimon.
Oh,
I know. So Johnny, who's my Scottish friend, was talking to me about Digimon at TFNation, and I promptly came back and started buying Digimon. And now I think I'm in too deep.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it's lasting.
You got to ride the wave as long as you can until it just kind of fades out.
Fun. It's been fun. Yeah.
I thought if you got one Digimon, they were all the same, unless it was like a different generation. There's different.
So I've got there's so the older ones are the older ones. These are all new. So that's the Digimon 20th anniversary.
When you say new, how new are we talking?
I think that's 2017.
Oh shit, that is new.
Yeah,
Jeez.
there's like a little tournament. I used to have the original one, and you had to link them to fight. But now there's like a little tournament mode on it where you can fight computer-generated characters.
Yeah, that's not
and
fun.
That all goes towards. Well, it all goes towards like leveling your Digimon up for actual battles. So it's pretty cool. So you just press the fight button and it generates a random Digimon. Or it does them in order.
Can you still connect them in the top? Because I remember that was quite fun, just like pushing them together. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're the best. Yeah.
That one's a Digimon X, which is like new. I think that's 2019. That's much better than the 20, in my opinion. It just has a few more features, and the quest mode on it is better, and there's more of a roster. But I don't know loads about them. I just what I've kind of dived into on YouTube so far.
I feel like I'm your gran, and you're just telling me about Digimon. I'm like, oh yeah, Digimon, yeah.
I tried to explain it to my dad when I had them out on the table the other day, and actually I had them out in class, and I was trying to explain them. My boss saw them on my table and was just like, "What are those?" And I was trying to explain them to my boss as well.
How old's your boss? Is your boss older than you?
My boss is, he's about 44. So but he gets me.
Okay.
So he's just like, "What are those?" And I was just like, "Digimon." He's like, "What are Digimon?" I said, "Like Tamagotchis," and he was like, "Oh, fair enough."
I didn't say, "Oh yeah, I used to beat up kids at school when they had them on them."
No, he was cool with it. But the thing is, I keep it sweet with a Star Wars Lego. So every now and again, like as like maybe a Christmas present or an end of year present, I'll get him some Star Wars Lego.
Oh.
And he's like a secret Star Wars Lego fan. So he's got like a little stash of Star Wars Lego that he just has for himself at home.
Now, if you really want to suck up to him, get him like an Ultimate Collector's thing, and he'll be like,
he'd never be able to hide it. He'd kill me. That's the problem. He'd never be able to hide it from his wife. I think like his wife is fine with them as long as they're not in her way or she can see them. So yeah, I get him something that fits in a drawer, like a microfighter or something like that. He's always happy with those. Yeah.
Under the thumb,
he's
poor
a
lad.
great boss. Yeah, he's a great boss. To be fair to him, though.
Good man.
Boss. I think, to be fair, like I have to keep everything in here as well, apart from the stuff that Katie steals to put in her office.
Fuck.
Like the Mandalorian armor, for some reason, I bought one, she took it, and then I bought the credit collection one, and she was like, "Oh, that goes with my other one." I was like, "No, this one's for my cabinet."
Nah, not now, mate. It's mine.
No, not now. No, it's gone. Now that we've broken up, I might go and nick it back.
Yeah, mate, do it. Grab it back.
Oh, just take it back. Take them all back.
Have you watched anything then, or anything like that then over the week?
So I'm still currently watching Gundam 00.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I haven't. Well, going back through it.
I was going to say you must have seen it.
Anime. Yeah, it's actually the first series I ever watched.
Same.
Gundam, so back in 2010.
Oh my god!
So, was it yours as well? Oh,
yeah,
it's such a good series. I'm enjoying it so much more now. But something I'm about to start watching is Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, it's done by Trigger.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Who obviously they're the branch off of Gainax, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the studio. They've done Gridman and a load of other shows as well. Sometimes the writing's not on point all the time, but I hear the writing's not done by them. They're only doing the animation for the show, and the actual Cyberpunk people are writing it.
Yeah, because I watched Promare not long ago. That's done by Trigger, and the writing on Promare was like a bit hit and miss. I really carried by the visuals.
I kind of let Promare go in the fact that it's a movie, and they try and do so much in the movie. They have to set up a world, they have to set up the characters, they have to do all this, and then tie it up within like an hour 30 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not too long, is it?
No, but it's visually, like you say, striking. But again, that's the problem I have generally with Trigger. They have some really interesting ideas. Like, did you ever see Brand New Animal, BNA?
No.
Brand New Animal was like a world where there are people who are animals and they're all living in the city. It's 13 episodes. It has a really good start, and then the middle portion is just like fun little adventures, and then right at the end they go, here's the rest of the story, and spread it out. I need to know about this stuff.
That sounds a little bit like Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
The whole first half was a bit like, don't really know what's going on. Then it just goes, bah, 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 end of story.
Kill la Kill's a little bit better paced out, I think, in some ways, but it feels like that's the Trigger writing style, and it's not one that I like. I think, spread your plot, your key story points out, especially when you've only got 12 episodes. You gotta spread that button, not just clump it on the side of the toast. Get that in the middle of the toast too,
Yeah, I think like the best, going back to the film thing, I think the best like film and world building I've ever seen in an anime. I know there's probably better ones, but my favorite is Redline. Have you seen Redline?
Oh, Redline's really good.
I just adore Redline.
Yeah, and so visually it's fucking crazy as well.
Yeah,
you're just watching like.
I think that's where I think they picked Trigger. I can't remember who made Redline, but Trigger I've loved since Gurren Lagann. But yeah, I think Redline has not been like equaled in terms of like. I do like cars as well, so I think that's that does play a lot into it. F-Zero on speed, F-Zero on all the drugs.
Oh yeah. No, I was shocked by, like, I wouldn't say I loved Redline, but I thought it was a really interesting movie. It wasn't like watching, say, Akira, where it's beautiful and it's 10 giant manga volumes smushed into one movie, and you go, wait, whoa, what's happened? It's pretty, but Jesus, what happened? But yeah, okay. Anything else, or was that you're watching?
No, that's good. Have I watched anything else recently? No. I've been going back to Bakemonogatari as well, but I've kind of taken a hiatus from that.
Oh, I know our friend Jai will be happy with that. He's a friend of the Monogatari and Bakemonogatari series.
I didn't know Jai liked Bakemonogatari.
Yeah, he likes all the Gataris.
I'm talking about it now. I love Bakemonogatari, all the Gataris. Yeah. So I just finished. What did I finish? I've just finished Nekomonogatari Black. I've just finished.
Okay.
So I'm going up, which you can't get on Blu-ray anywhere for less than 80 quid. So
I was going to say, like, all I know about most of the Monogatari series I know is there's a weird sexual teeth brushing scene, and all of their Blu-rays are fucking stupid expensive, pretty much, apart from maybe like one or two.
They're not terrible. So I managed to get like season 2 for this 60, 70 quid, something like that. If you can get them second hand. when they pop up on eBay as well, not many people go for them. So that's how I've kind of been building mine up. But Neko Monogatari Black is just impossible to get hold of. It's ridiculous, for like 80 quid if you see it come up. And it's only 4 episodes, so it's not worth it. It's not a big part of. It's a big part of the series, but it's too expensive.
That's understandable. That was it.
So I downloaded it.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's probably. I mean, if a product is too expensive for you to go for, that's pretty much the only option. I think. Yeah. That's what I would say. But that's been your week then.
That's pretty much been the week.
Nice.
What about you?
What have I been up to? What have I done? Hang on. Let's move that back. I need to move you back to where you should be, back in the corner. In terms of watchy thingies, I haven't watched anything. I watched a Mr. Rogers. Have you heard of Mr. Rogers, the American kids
TV presenter? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Channel 4 movie. It's on Film 4. It's called, what's it? Hello, My Neighbor, something like that.
Oh, I think I saw the trailer for this a while ago.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. It's called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, I think. My issue is it's not really about Mr. Rogers. It's more about a cynical journalist who is really upset with his dad and his dad abandoning him when his mum died. And it's Mr. Roger in a way helping him through that. And it's like, I don't care about this really obnoxious, cynical, mean-spirited journalist who's obviously had a lot of child trauma. I want to learn about Mr. Rogers because Tom Hanks does a great performance as him.
That's right, yeah.
As far as I know. And there's some really weird, section where he faints on, like, the cynical journalist faints, and he has this weird surreal dream where he's one of the puppets on the show. He's really small and everyone's singing to him and he's just standing there going, what's going on? And everyone's like, say when you're sad, I'm sad. And he's got big giant rabbit ears on his head at the same time. It
was a bit like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Yeah, that sequence is kind of like that. Actually, that's coming back really soon on Channel 4. That's the TV shows. It's not too far off, which I'm really interested in.
They seem to take like really weird hiatuses, don't they? Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, because they came back before. I haven't watched any of this stuff for a while actually.
Same.
But I remember seeing they kind of made it big and they came back before, but now they're on Channel 4. I saw like you said, I saw like some kind of trailer for it. What's going on there?
Isn't it something like? Because I know that the YouTube channel did really well, and then they got bought by somebody, or someone bought the rights to do something. And I assumed that whatever this thing with Channel 4 is, Channel 4 is obviously distributing it or streaming it for the UK. I don't know what's happening for America, anything like that. But I assume it's finally, whatever that was, finally panning out and getting to being made. But I'm not entirely sure, obviously. It's interesting. I really want to see it, because Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared was a great show, a nightmare show that you really shouldn't show to kids unless you want to scar them mentally.
Kind of terrifying, wasn't it?
Yeah, I liked it.
It's one of those things where, like, even if you're a bit weird and random, then you're just like, how did they come up with that?
Yeah, it's one of those kid shows on acid where everything goes weird and crazy. I showed it to one of my friends, Matt, and he really liked it. He got really into it for a bit, so that was cool. After I watched the Tom Hanks Mr. Rogers thing and was disappointed by it, I went to YouTube and watched an actual Mr. Rogers documentary, clearly done by young kids, because it panned at the end. It showed like filming photos, and I was like, oh, they're babies who filmed this. They're babies. That makes sense why it was slightly weird in terms of the editing. It wasn't bad editing. It was for young people doing it. It was well edited, but it didn't have that experienced tightness to it, where they could have added more shots of Mr. Rogers doing bits of a show and all that jazz. But it was interesting, as he sounds like a quite interesting individual who was there to always spread like good messages to both adults and kids about being kind to people and understanding. And he apparently dealt with some quite dark issues with kids. So he'd like talk about divorce and talk about people dying and how to deal with that. And there was a nice little shot of or a sequence of him talking to a kid who was pretty much, he couldn't move from anything below his neck, and he sang one of the songs, and it was quite endearing. It was like he was singing the song that what was it? It was like, you made my day special by just being you and being here, and it's like, well, isn't that like a nice message to? Yeah, it's like, wow, this is lovely. It's like, oh wow, what a nice.
We don't really have an equivalent, do we, over here?
Not really. I guess.
Gordon the Gopher, but.
Yeah, I would have I don't. Yeah, the only person I can think of is the old host who I don't think is alive anymore of Sooty and Sweep, Matthew Corbett.
Right, yeah.
Is that what he's called?
Yeah.
That's the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
But even then, I think the guy I would probably equate Mr. Rogers to, and he's not the same, but the same kind of vibes, the good feeling vibes is Jim Henson, or the guy that did the voice for Big Bird, something Carol. Yeah. Both of those guys seemed like they were quite nice humans, as it were.
Positive, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
World love spreading people.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice to watch that. Apart from that, I haven't really watched too much like media. I've just been rewatching Transformers Prime at the moment, and that's been fun. Ooh. Yeah, just kind of going back.
What are you watching it on, out of curiosity?
On my PlayStation 3. In my bed.
Is it available anywhere? Or
no.
Is it...
Well, you can get the Blu-rays from America, but they're all region locked.
So you just is it? Oh, they just turned up on your computer.
They just accidentally fell onto him. Yeah, I do have the Blu-ray for Beast Hunters, but that was to test to see if it was region locked, and then I went, oh, they are region locked. Well, never mind. You can buy it in the UK, but you can only buy it in the UK on DVD. And
Nobody does that anymore.
Well, he's like Prime was specifically made to be a CG show shown in HD. You know, like muddying that down to DVD quality, it just doesn't work. It looks sad. I don't want to do that.
720p, no.
Yeah, exactly. So
jump to 4K. The jump to 4K, I'm a bit like, I don't care. But yeah, 1080p or GTFO.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, I don't need that for G1. Might be nice for Beast Wars, but for 2D things, I don't need it. Excuse me, but for Prime, I definitely did, and I think it's disappointing otherwise. The only other things I've done this week are I've done some painting and I got some stuff, so I'll move Prime out of the way. I finished painting my Plasmancer, Necron Plasmancer. Got that done today, and it's completely out of focus, but don't worry about it.
Never been a Necron. They're like the robot dudes, aren't they? They all look like they have like a really like a stern face on them.
Yeah, well, yeah, the skull faces. You know, the souls have been removed, but they're there. And I got this one painted today as well, the Reanimate. I was quite happy with getting them all finished.
Had one of those. Is it from the magazine?
From the magazine. Which magazine?
My mate Adam had one from there's the Warhammer publication that comes out every couple of weeks.
White Dwarf.
Like a model kit on it.
Yeah.
No, it's the. I don't think it's White Dwarf. Oh, do they have models on White Dwarf?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You mean the collector magazine? It's like it's not Conquest or Imperium. It's something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't have that. These are just from like a box I got ages ago. I just finally got around to painting them, so I got that done. Took a while, but there we go. And then I also got the New Age Toxitron, yay! Because I was really impressed with the other thing that I got, these Constructicons. It's like, do I want Optimus? No, but I want Toxitron, so I got him. He's really interesting. Like the way that his legs come together is fascinating. It's a lot like this is all the front part of his shin. Man, the front part of his shin is all like a foldy piece, so it all kind of collapses in on itself, and there's lots of twisting. The front and back, like it's hard to even show on camera, but like these panels flip around, this kind of twists up to the knee. It does a lot of cool stuff. The biggest downside is how the chest comes together, like it sticks out quite a way, and they did that just so you could have the Matrix in there, which maybe you could have done without, to be honest. But I think overall
they feel like they have to put in, isn't it?
Kinda.
Like, we don't necessarily need the Matrix in every Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I would say so. But
expensive to look.
But generally, yeah. Once again, he's great. He's really. I love the Toxitron colors, and I think he came across really well. It's gonna fall over. Don't do that. There you go. I've also got his trailer, and there's a roller as well. And at some point, I'll figure out how to use the camera a little bit better to get that right setting. But yeah, for the most part, again, New Age hit it out of the park with a really interesting figure. I like them. They're just very expensive, which is how
I quite like. It's the fact they. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, it's fine.
What
do you like?
A lot of the time, they well, with most primes, it's just like, yeah, just make his legs go together. Just stick them together. But if there's like, it is. Most primes, you just whack them together, don't you? And it's like, that'll do for the truck bed. But if it's more interesting, that's quite novel.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how many pieces flip around. There's a lot of intricacy with it. Like when I was putting it together, I was like, Jesus Christ, really? We're going all in. Okay, yeah, sure. It's maybe a little scary to get pieces to unclip as I'm trying to do that now. I'm not going to do it because I don't trust myself. I don't want to break him on
Have you got bead hands?
Show. No, but like if I'm rushing it, there's the potential that I might have bead hands, and I don't want to do that. He does come with like a selection of other hands. He's got a hook as well because toxic. I guess he's gone down the movie Prime route. He's got a weird shaped gun, which is fine, and then a few other accessories like open hands and stuff like that. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I was never going to get Prime. Give me a Toxitron. Give me the weird color things, and I'll go for them. Like, I don't want to get Grimlock, the Grimlock that's came out, but I'll get, like, if they do an interesting color scheme on him, like, there's a Shattered Glass Grimlock, and he looks quite nice because he's in kind of Tripticon-y kind of colors. I'd prefer him in the unreleased G2 colors, but yeah, it's between that kind of weird Shattered Glass Grimlock, or maybe even just the normal G2 Grimlock, because it's quite nice as well in itself. Yeah, that's
you're not like, if you go for those weird color ones, you're not like committed to any kind of collection then either. You don't feel like you're missing. I don't know if that's the same way your head works as mine, but I used to collect the G2 masterpieces because, or like the Diaclo masterpieces, because I didn't feel like I had to get the rest of them. I just felt like I want the weird color ones, so I don't feel like I'm missing anyone.
Well,
so if I get like a G2 Sideswipe, I'm not missing Sunstreaker.
Well, I was obviously like a 90s kid, so I really like those kind of bizarre out there color schemes. They just do it for me, and I think visually they're more interesting in a lot of ways than just the standard releases. Give me G2 Bruticus over normal Bruticus, because I like how garish it is, and it does stand out aggressively against itself. It's just
beautiful
camo.
Thing, isn't it?
It's nice, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Like I don't say it like ironically. I think it's beautiful. I honestly do like it a lot more just because it does glare in your face, and it doesn't try to pretend like, oh, we're hidden robots. It's like, nah, I don't, whatever. Don't worry about it. We're not hidden.
It's like day glow vehicles.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been a fan of that stuff more so than anything else. That's why I like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like especially season 1, where the Will Smith just has like clocks all over his t-shirt,
like Flavor Flav.
Yeah,
he actually wears clocks. But yeah, his dress in season 1 was definitely. Just remember him turning his school jacket inside out. It just had that pattern on the outside that looks like my nan's carpet.
That's right. Oh, it was good though. It was good.
And the carpet on the floor.
All the ladies wear power shoulder pads as well, so they just have flat shoulders. Good times. I don't know. I liked it.
And Viv rocking the contact sport jacket. Hell
yeah. I finished Ghostwire Tokyo as well. That's now done. We're finished on streaming. Have you heard of that, Brad?
I haven't.
Yeah, it's all right. It's Bethesda. You're stuck in a city in Shibuya, in good old Nihongo-wa. This guy sucks off all the spirits. Everybody gets turned into spirits and tries to collect them to revive his dead family. You get possessed by a dude, and you have to go and fight them off. Story-wise, I wasn't connected with it on a story level. It did kind of rush all the emotional stuff at the end because you're trying to save your sister, and it's like apparently you're immune to your sister. And while the emotional talk was going on about like, oh, I was a bad brother and stuff, I was like, we should have just had a shit in that monster's mouth, shouldn't we? Just to assert dominance, We beat the boss. We should have just pooed in his face, and that would have really shown it. Yeah, and it's like, oh no, I was mean to my sister who was like in a hospital and dying. It's like, don't worry about it.
Maybe you'd have given them a stool sample analysis.
Well, that's it. Yeah, we're back to the stool samples. That's what it's all about. It goes by pretty quickly. I describe it as it's a blockbuster game. You rent it for like a night or 2 nights, and then that's probably it. You go through the actual combat very, very quickly. There's not a huge amount of enemy variety types. You don't get a huge amount of combat. It's a first-person game, but there's only like 4 different types of range attacks you can have. Like you got a wind spell, a water spell, and a fire spell, and then a bow. And then you've got some other talismans that could just kind of stun the enemy or like make them slightly easier to kill. So in terms of gameplay, it's not going to wow you. And they kind of just stretch it out by having you go around this really, really well-made, interesting city. But there's just like a load of collectibles. Like, get the spirits, get these collectibles to give to yokai cats to sell. Find audio logs, hunt down yokai. Yeah, it's like
sounds alright though. Like sounds like a blast through game.
If you could get it cheap, I'd say go for it. If maybe don't pay full price for it, but if you could get it for a cheap price, yeah, it's okay. Just don't expect to be wowed. You get like custom options to change the outfit of your character, but it's a first-person game.
I quite like I think there's far too much. Like all the A-list games nowadays seem to be like you could play this forever if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I just want a game like Resident Evil style or Metal Gear, the original Metal Gears, where I can just have fun and blast through it. You've spent a lot of money on this game. It's well produced, but I want there to be an ending because I don't have that kind of life.
Yeah,
I can just spend my entire life on a game.
There's not really a game that I like enough to play forever. I haven't found one of those games where I'm like, I want to play this forever. It's really good. Like I was talking about, was it No Man's Skies? And that's fun, but I don't want to play that game forever. Just like a dip in, dip out. Oh, definitely could.
Yeah.
So after that, I picked up Neo 2. Neo 2 is Neo 1, but even better. So it seems. I only did a little bit last night, but it's got a lot. Like the customization for the character is really intense. It's like more intense than I thought it would be. It's hard. It starts you off with a really hard fight, which you don't have to do. You can run past it, but I was like, no, we're going to beat this giant cow horse thing. And it took a while, but we did it.
Man of integrity.
Yeah, well, the way I was explaining it to chat last night was I like the challenge of, like, I could just run past it, but doing this hard boss now means it will force me to get better and learn how to play the game a little bit more than just, like, I'll just beat up the scrubber enemies, kind of, you know, and just power through level-wise. I'm like, no. Let's try and learn the game a little bit, because I like that process.
Yeah.
So Neo 2, it's good. It's set during the first game as well, so you get to see the same people of the Warring States, but it seems like your main buddy is Hideyoshi Toyotomi, the monkey guy who takes over generally from Nobunaga once Nobunaga's dead. He's the next kind of big lord in Japan of the Warring States. So I've got that to do. Looking forward to that, and that'll be a good time. Once all that's done, yeah. That's it. That's all of my stuff. We'll quickly go. Anybody in chat have any questions for us? Because if not, we'll tidy the show up. While you throw down the questions, if they do, Brad, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
So YouTube, I am Exilian XLR.
That was something you lied about. There was something else you did this week. You released a video that was very good on a boatman.
I did. Oh, thank you, sir. I released a video yesterday on Power Core Combiner's Undertow.
Who should have been called Octopunch. How is he not called Octopunch?
Yeah, I know. He looks just like Octopunch as well. I like reviewing figures that nobody cares about, or have been forgotten about, or aren't very good, because it's way more fun than reviewing a figure that is really good, because you can make fun of it.
That's true.
Yeah, I released that yesterday. So there's a brand new video gone up on Power Core Combiner's Undertow, who's still here.
Hey, there he is. That's the boy.
There he is with all his grey bits. So Exilian XLR on YouTube if you fancy some, I don't know, just some silly Transformers reviews that don't take themselves too seriously.
I'd recommend it. If you like Thu-style videos, Brad has a Thu-style review that's lots of wordplay, lots of little quick edits and stuff like that, and it's just a fun old time.
Very much so. I actually started doing them because of Thu. So full credit to Thu for the entire style that I do my videos in.
And there's not a lot of people that does that
as well, because they got a little random after Bubs.
There's not a lot of people who do the wordplay stuff, and I think it's not something I could do. It's I imagine you script your stuff, yeah, or do you just?
I never used to actually. I only this time round. So when I came back, when I started making videos again, maybe 2 years ago, I started scripting. But before that, it just used to take a long time to film, and I never used to get around to it. So now I can script at any point or whenever I feel like it. So I script, and then the filming takes me an hour? It took me an hour to film for that one.
That's not bad. That's pretty quick.
No, it's fine. Whereas before, it used to be like, right, I'm going to sit down all day. What are you doing, dog? I'm going to sit down all day and film. Now it's just an hour after I've written the script over however long it takes me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit more of a standard issue review, this one. I want to go back to just the normal reviews. But yeah, Exilian XLR on YouTube, Exilian XLR on Instagram, Exilian XLR on Twitter.
Nice. Good stuff. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch as Decayed Andy, as in a decaying corpse rather than a decade. Don't make that mistake. You can find me on the Moonbase 2 podcast on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. If you're watching this, you obviously know that. We're going to be probably trying to keep up the streams at 8 o'clock in the evening UK time. So if you want to join the live stream, you can jump over to there or see us on Twitch on my Decayed Andy channel and watch us that way. You can head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2 and do $2 each month. Get the comic version of From the Files of Teletran 2, which is currently on hold because Mikey's not here and he's the only one who wants to deal with the comics. And you also get the Moonbase Woo Woo, where I talk about non-transformery things in more detail. And the plan this week is to record, I said it last week, is to record Stargate Season 3, and I'll do that this week as well. Oh, I got Arachnid. I got the Arachnid figure. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
the third-party one.
I've unplugged my camera, so I can't show you, but I've got the Arachnid one, the third-party one. Oh, God, things are falling over.
It looks beautiful.
Visually, it is nice. For some reason, it feels like it's quite cheapy plastic, or cheaper plastic than what people like. It doesn't feel bad, but it doesn't feel really nice in a lot of ways in terms of its plastic quality. And I wonder if that is because the company that did it made this completely unique design and then pulled funds out of its plastic quality to kind of make up for the fact that it's its own unique thing, or if it's to manage something else. It feels, in terms of articulation, it's got the articulation of a figure of that kind of period. So it's good, but it's not perfect, if you know what I mean.
That's interesting, actually. So it kind of like, in a way, it echoes the period.
It does feel like a figure that would have came out then. Yeah, I would agree.
Originally, Arachnid wasn't great, was she?
No, she was really bad. Don't get me wrong. When I say the plastic quality on this is not great, and there's issues definitely with how the figure feels in hand, it's still a million times better than the official version now, because it actually looks like the character. It looks like Arachnid. Yeah. It has a giant spider mode, and there's no way Hasbro would be able to do the giant spider legs. Like, that just wouldn't happen.
It costs a lot of money.
The shoulders on the robot mode as well unpeg really easily. I'm not sure why, but they do. The way that they go into the neck, where if you've seen images, you can see there's a purple neck, and they just peg in to there, but they do not hold in desperately well, which is kind of a shame. Again, it's just it's just little things about the figure where you're like, I kind of want a KO company to knock this one off, so it can be done better, you know? Yeah. But like
There's
I said,
not many left now either, the KO companies. They're pretty much. The KO companies feel like they try to evolve into legitimate third-party companies in a lot of ways, or at least doing their own thing, like Firebird. Like Firebird, you could argue is a third-party company, but then they try to do something unique by making Big Firebird with a RC with a big wabs, stuff like that. It's they're trying to do something on their own, but still keep the Transformer aesthetic. Because technically, these guys are a knockoff company because they're just making the same figures, just usually with slight tweak to them. While the Arachnid's completely unique, as far as I know. Like I say, it's worth getting on the basis that what other options you have for Arachnid? She's a very important character. She's a very cool character. And if this is the only way to get her, yeah, all right, I'll take the plastic quality kind of weirdness, the hands not being great on her. The joints probably could have been a little bit better, and just generally could have been a tidier robot, but it's still better than the other option.
And I'll take if they can do that with Knockout, if they can do that with. If they can make the breakdown was fine, but if they can make a new breakdown, I'd be happy with that. If they can make a hard shell or the Insecticons again, I'd be happy with that as well. Yeah, because he only got Legends core figure.
Tiny one, wasn't he?
Yeah,
it's really nice though.
It's nice, but just like you want a big one with the rest of the cast. Yeah. Smokescreen could do with a good toy as well.
Was like super light, wasn't he?
Yeah, Smokescreen could do with a toy from them as well because his was.
Those shoulders.
Yeah, he was kind of whiffed as well. It's like, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Those are the places you can find me. Oh, ccbunker.weebly.com. And that's it. Yeah. Right. Yes, thank you everybody for coming on by and joining us. Again, thank you, Brad, for filling in for Mr. Jason as his anus retorts back into shape.
Thanks for having me, and all the best to Jason. Hopefully see you guys again soon sometime.
Yeah, I hope so.
A lot of fun. Both filling in and guesting last week. So.
Yeah. Yay. And thank you, chat, for joining us. Yeah, it's been fun. We'll be here back next week talking about Transformers yet again. Who will be here? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, we will see you suckers next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Good night.
There we go. And the podcast is over. Yes, thank you, chat, for joining us for the live stream. And Dad Musashi, we were talking about. I was talking about the Arachnid figure that I got there, and then we were talking about which figures needed to be fixed effectively from that line. That was the idea. But yeah, thanks again, Brad, and thank you, everybody. I've got to get going now for stuff, and hopefully we'll see you guys here 8 o'clock next week on the Twitch and the YouTube. Thanks to Brad's dog as well for coming.
Oh, good old Charlie. I better let him out now.
He needs to pee, I guess.
He must do by now.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye,
guys.